Yo, what's up? It's Aaron, bro, from Orlando. I'm not with Point Proven, man. Humble dude, good dudes, you know what I mean? Everything, nothing but good vibes. You know what I mean? Just chopping it up. You already know what's next. If you ain't tuned in right now, you're fucking up. Straight up, Point Proven. Hey, yo, what's good? This is Roman Drake from the Curious Team. And you know we always love this from Dan Rello. That's Point Proven Podcast. Boy, you already know. Point Proven.
This kid YBL Smooth fucking with Point Proven right now. Tap in with the gang, man.
It's more scary than you, who's very fertile, and you have 3 sons in corporate America, like the basketball kids.
Yeah.
What's that man gonna do? He's gonna be hands-on. He's running it like a regime, like a dictator, because he knows if he loses his grip, corporate America is gonna grab him,
suck him right in,
give him money to shut up and play, and not have wealth or not have the freedom of saying, I don't want to play anymore. I have a shoe company. I'm tired of entertaining y'all.
Facts.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
It's just like a person on a treadmill. They're gonna run you until you're dead tired. Yeah. They're gonna run the juices out of you. You've seen it on cartoons and all that stuff when they have little slaves and stuff. And they make them work until they're like drained out. Like that's real. Like that's what they want to do.
What's crazy now? Slavery is still existing, but now slavery
it just has different names.
Went from force to now the enforcer is money. You know, people will wake up hating their life just to chest this check, and then get the check. And
that's
then,
all you hear.
And then the services take the whole check away from you.
Yep,
I definitely agree with that.
So now there's an enforcer which is strong. That enforcer is stronger than the mafia. It's strong. The desire and the drive to get money to help your family is such an enforcer that it will make people compromise who they are, and integrity will be lost. People will kill friends. Integrity, principle is lost with money. So, understanding that we're in times where that. Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
We're in times that people. We're in the times where the world is looking at us. I'm saying that as a person of melanin. They're looking at us and looking at us as very resourceful people. We come from Africa. Of course, it's a land with probably to me, and I may be biased, the best temperature, best climate. Right? It's never too hot. It is hot in some places, but it's never too hot, and it's never really cold.
I agree with you 100% because based off of what does America want you to think Africa looks like? Poor.
That's something else.
Dirt poor. Yeah. All they want to show are the commercials of the villages where people are, struggling and suffering. But the thing is, you bringing those people out there spending all that money to have those cameras and everything out there, but where are you putting the money towards this? You know what I'm saying? Because over there, literally $100,000 could make a huge difference for a small village of say 60-something people. Right. That could change lives. Yeah. Right. But yet they're out there, and it takes them probably almost $500,000 to fly, have their camera crew and everything with all their equipment and everything over to Africa, set up, find locations because they're not staying where the villages and everything are, so they have to travel to that location from that nice ass hotel and everything that they're staying at in Africa that they don't want to show. Right. And you're spending all that money, but you're not putting to it.
I feel like now it's a template. Like I feel like now it's like those like things are geared towards like Africa, dogs, and veterans. It's like the media isolates those three, and it's just like this sad story, these sad pictures, like send $1 a day and we can help these people or whatnot. Right. But where's that money really going to? If these people really need that help, why are we still seeing these same videos from like 20 years, 20 and 30 years?
Facts.
We've seen these videos all our lives.
Yeah. Right. Craziest thing, and once I say this, we can go ahead and jump into it. I know a woman, and I'm not gonna say her name or anything like that because I know her through a family member, and she has a brother that is on death row. He's on death row because he killed an individual and raped a young girl. And I mean, I'm talking 16 and under. I'm talking, I want to say 14 something years old. In jail. She visits him every weekend. Supports him. Sends him money. Like that is her brother. She loves him no matter what. Now, craziest thing in the world. When that Michael Vick situation happened with the dog incident and everything, and that dog ring and everything, and we found out that Michael Vick literally wasn't in charge of that ring. He literally was just providing the location.
Yeah.
She said verbatim, Michael Vick needs to go to a prison and die. They need to give him the death penalty. He deserves to die for what he did to these animals.
Right.
You are supporting a murderer and a rapist in prison.
Yeah.
But yet you feel that this black man deserves death for lives of animals that he didn't even commit.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Point Proven. I go by the name of Rello. That's RELLO.
4 times the genius, 4runners.com.
Yeah.
Man.
And this is another episode of Point Proven. I hate to start on a crazy way or a very touching, deep situation, but ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest. You heard him talking a little bit in the beginning of the intro. He's a hardworking man. He is originally from Uganda, but the brother is in Wichita, Kansas, and he's going hard representing Wichita, Kansas as well. So, without further ado, I give it to the brother S.T.R.A.P. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing amazing. You know, highly blessed, highly favored. You know, I can't complain. I'm so what's the word? I'm so humbled by the invite to the Point Proven podcast.
Most definitely.
It's out here catching steam. You know, moving fast.
Man, you hot out here in the streets.
Oh, Lord.
Nah, man, a little bit, but not really.
Oh, Lord. Bro, that video is hard, man.
Bro had a priest rubbing a woman's leg like it was
black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some threats on Facebook. From calling it sacrilegious.
What?
And not threats, but like
just kind of complaints.
Just saying that I can't support this. I like your music, but I can't support that imagery because they're Catholic and the whole not to like move, but they missed the whole point of the video. So,
do you think that it was blasphemous?
No. Do you know what priests do in their free time?
Of course,
so
I know.
I think that was light. That was light.
Oh Lord!
That was what we were just talking about.
That's what
this
this
like,
episode's gonna be called.
We're kind of like the same.
Lord.
Exactly. We're kind of like the same way. I like to show you the other side of it.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that it was blasphemous? You know, coming from like a religious person or whatnot. Like,
this
is what these people eat and breathe every day.
Coming from a person that understands history, take away religion, because religion is political ties, to be honest. Blue versus red, it's political ties. So let's go into history of religion. How did Protestants come about? Somebody wanted to go. First of all, I won't even talk about King James wanting a divorce, and the church wouldn't let. But that's how Protestants came, because I think King James wanted to get a divorce, and that was not allowed in the Catholic Church. And then I think, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, it's not Max, it's Lutherans. Mm-hmm. They came about because a priest fell in love with a sister. Mm-hmm. And it was abomination. They have a following. That's history. And you could check me. We have some fact checker here, because that's something I'm pulling back from resourceful stuff that I'd done back in the day. But the old Lord video, the whole theme came from the whole idea of you're not holier than thou. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of hypocrisy in life, not only religion. It starts off as this priest and his sisters praying for this blasphemous entertainer, rapper, artist. But little do people know that this priest on the back end was smoking a Black and Mild
Yeah.
with his drink, because priests are allowed to drink, by the way, doing this sinful stuff.
Priests have lives as well.
Yeah, while the rapper,
Priest lives matter.
yeah, while the rapper was just being the rapper, rapping from the basement with a red light, and also rapping, being himself, being the entertainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's showing his background. He walks out the house.
Yeah.
And this is me.
This is me.
what it is.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So that was the main gist of the concept. And oh Lord was why you gotta go so hard is because of the priest. Why do you have to go so hard? You know, and then I have to go back onto my first verse and second verse, which is rappers vibrato, the braggadocio that rappers bring into music. Very narcissistic. We are rappers. It's always about me. I'm the best. I'm the lyrical. I'm the king pusher. Not king pusher. I don't want to talk about. But I'm the top
Head honcho.
head honcho
the god
selling
of
all
this.
the. I run this
Yeah.
block. I run that. I run. So it's always about. It's narcissism. It's always about me. But I'm taking it away from myself and I'm giving it to the priest.
That's, man, that makes me appreciate the video even more. That was already my video of the year. So
We gotta go back and watch it now.
Yeah.
Should probably do that review on it. Yeah.
Okay, so Strap, we're gonna start off with where you're originally from, Uganda. You moved here when you were what, 19? Well,
Yes.
not here originally, but
Yeah.
to the United States
Yeah.
at 19.
Around 18 and a half, 19, yeah.
Yeah, grew up on the East Coast, right?
I grew up in Uganda. I was already.
Yeah. But I mean, like
East-
here, as far as
I
coming
was-
up in the
yeah,
U.S.
I was
I'm
in the East
sorry.
Coast and then later transitioned to the Midwest. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You know your facts. You got your facts right. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah,
try
okay.
to remember a little bit.
See,
I try to remember.
this is professional. I'm professional. We
trying,
I'm
I'm trying.
professional.
I'm
I'm
trying.
professional.
I'm
But
trying.
he's professional, man. You done your research.
Okay. So who were some of your influences coming up? What because you have a very, very broad music history.
Cultured.
Yes.
Thank you.
Who were you listening to coming up?
So growing up, I discovered hip hop or rap fairly young. I would say my first listen. Of course, you do get the Will Smith Summertime. That was kid friendly, no cussing. But my first real hardcore, like what the hell is happening, was the Infamous by Mobb Deep. So I actually watched him for the first time with the Shook Ones video, and I think this was 97, and they had the Henny t-shirt or Henny. I didn't know what Henny was.
You just saw.
I just saw Henny. This kid with the bandana with that red Henny shirt, and I'm like, "What's the keys? Ding, 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 ding." So I'm like, they're not singing, they're rapping on this song, and they cussing.
Yeah.
So I had a friend of mine that was so into Mobb. He went and asked a family member who lived in the United States to send him over a CD. So I went to his house. He let me borrow it, and at that time I had this little Discman that I used to walk with. I had a Walkman, but that was another story. But I had a Discman, and I listened to that thing. I had to change the batteries, because I kept on listening.
Probably had to change it every other day.
Yeah,
we were in the same boat.
I was biting them, just trying to get the juice. Just bite them a little bit, put them in the sun.
So somebody told me about the bite the battery. I didn't know that nobody did that shit. That's so crazy.
Just to listen to the Infamous, the skits, oh my god, I thought these dudes were like 7 foot tall, tough as hell.
Nah.
They were tough in their lyrics, and that's my introduction to hardcore, and then that's when I discovered people like Nas from Queensbridge. I discovered like a Noriega and Capone, and then it just trickled down.
What time frame is this?
Jay-Z. So this was between 96-ish to about, and then I got heavy into it about 2000.
Okay.
No, 99, 96 to 99. That was my
introduction,
enlightenment of hip hop.
Yeah,
but I was an R&B head before that though. Yeah.
What R&B did you come up like? Because for instance, for me, I knew on Saturday morning when Anita Baker came on, It was time to get your ass up and clean up.
Yeah, it was
And still to this day, I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't listen to Anita Baker. If I hear her voice, I'll say turn that shit off. Because I instantly like get that scary feeling that my auntie finna come downstairs and check my ass because I ain't got up yet. Like what was your parents like, you know what I'm saying, playing around you and stuff like that?
So growing up in a typical Ugandan family, we grew up with eclectic sounds. Because at that time, this is like early, because I remember some of the 80s, but I was only 3 years old in 89. Oh, I don't really remember the 80s. I remember it, but I didn't have anything nostalgic that I could hold on to, and I say I remember that moment. But let's skip to like 92. I remember Aaron Hall, and I remember, I think he was in a group called Guy. I remember a lot of Milli Vanilli. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh. I was listening to a lot of
Those frauds.
I listened to a lot of Jodeci in the early 90s. I listened to a lot of Silk.
Yeah.
People sleep on Silk. They had some things on there.
That's a fact.
I listened to a lot of the Levats. I listened to Babyface.
Levert, boy.
The brother group that before you broke
the
up.
Leverts,
The Leverts. I listened to a lot of Babyface. I listened to a lot of. I was just an R&B head, and even I take it back to the 80s. I was listening to some 80 bands from the 80s. Like I would listen to the Gap Band, SOS, the Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
You wasn't listening to Britney Spears, S.T.R.A.P?
Tell you the truth, I actually listened to one or two songs, but I wasn't like rocking with it because I never used to like. I know it was there. It was there.
Man,
I was not a fan, but I was
not ashamed to say
I wasn't getting jiggy to it.
Britney Spears,
she was big,
and Backstreet
the
Boys.
little boy band.
I never listened to it.
I like it one more time on my phone.
I
just came out of
I like Christina Aguilera a little bit more because I respected her voice.
She had a voice,
and when she had that Redman cosign, that "Let's Get Dirty" remix with his "Let's Get Dirty" and her "Dirty," and she got a little sexy. I was like, okay, you got my attention.
That's
now.
when she started doing a little wine, and stuff a little bit.
And then they had that Lady Marmalade with Pink.
Oh yeah, it was squad on that.
Lil Kim, Missy Elliott,
Maya.
Maya is my old time. Maya.
So he's making this shot right now. Oh boy, just spit your shit, S.T.R.A.P.
Maya was huge in my life. Like I remember her with that "All About You" video with Cisco from Drew Hill.
Maya, listen, my brother stands at about 6
Get a
foot.
superstar.
He's a cold lyricist.
Come on, Maya. Case of the X.
Maya,
that beat.
I don't know what you got going, but you better catch him before he get
You should
boomed.
have linked up with me for this Scrooge album we just did.
Hold up. Let me bring back a gem people don't remember. Benny Man and Maya, "If I Could Be Your Girl." What? Zaga Zaga.
Do y'all remember the Maya, "My Love Is Like Whoa" video?
What? She was switching clothes.
Yeah, bro. The tennis outfit. Oh my goodness.
Maya is Maya and Sade. And Sade, Maya, and growing up, Sade, but Sade's like 60.
Still bad.
Sade's like 60.
And
now.
she's still bad. That black melanin don't crack.
Yeah, man. Sade from the UK. Sade, man. Like musically, like I'm a fan, and
Let me ask you this: who's your favorite of all time, hands down, rap or R&B?
Favorite artist?
Yeah,
I would say Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Hey.
Okay.
Favorite rapper is Nas.
Nas. Okay.
That's real.
Nas over Hov? I haven't heard that in a long time.
Nas. I
haven't really heard that since Ether.
I like people that I like Nas because everybody gives Nas this disadvantage because he didn't pick the best beats, but the stuff he says,
his content,
you can eat off that for a long time.
Facts.
Jay-Z too, but Jay-Z speaks to he speaks to capitalism. Nas speaks to the social mind, the people that understand how things are put together. Like 444 was the first time I saw Jay-Z take us into that realm of let's all do it together. Not I'm better than you. He did But
I feel like it's always been there, but I feel like it's never been as much as what he's doing
yeah,
now.
but like I remember like the Jay-Z I liked. I'm going back to Blueprint was telling me go get it. I'm a young hustler. We already had this stuff before. Like, but he's introspective. Jay-Z's a god MC. Like he's dope. But like to me, it was more of I'll inspire you by showing you that this can be done. But again, I will let you know that you could not reach me. I'm godly, like.
Okay. Yeah.
While Nas, like one thing I always tell people, my friends know this, like when Jay-Z raps about S.T.R.A.P, Monaco, for vacation, I listen to Nas rapping about on Distant Relatives about going back to Africa. That touches me more because now he's not saying I'm trying to hang out with these Europeans in France. You know, nigga, the N words in Paris. I don't want that. That's not. It didn't really grab me. Start so hard. Like I'm not trying to show you. Like my job is not to show people that I'm better than them, because we don't. We share the same air. We all have. We have H2O that we breathe. If that thing cuts off, we all die. Whether you rich, it's like having the safest house in the world. And you're living in Africa, right? You have bodyguards on bodyguards, safest house in the world, and a mosquito bites you and you die.
Yep.
That humbles you on a different level, and you're not better than nobody. So,
Agreed.
I always didn't like the capitalistic. You forcing me to buy something. If it's Ace of Spades, if it's Crystal, if it's
That's what it
Rockaway,
was big.
I didn't like that. I didn't like
They
that.
don't want us buying that shit.
Yeah, I don't like that because those residuals or that manufacturing was not helping the continent.
That's a fact.
While Nas did A Distant Relative and he was giving back to the Caribbeans through Damian Marley, or Nas, just his whole aura, how he broke down Egyptian logic, being the Pharaoh Nas. I didn't understand the Escobar Nas. That was different. He got weird, but he did make the Hate Me Now to top. But like,
All right, so let me ask you this then: do you think that Jay-Z picks up where Nas slacks off at? Because it's like it's two sides to everything. So although Jay wants to be in friends with the with the Europeans and everything, Nas is at home.
Yeah.
Nas is home, but Jay-Z has. I feel like Jay-Z has saved more people from the streets than Nas.
oh yes, because
He's built more. He's built more substantial careers.
It depends on which streets. Nas, if you take him to the streets of Soweto in South Africa,
Okay.
people
That's something I
forget
wouldn't
there's a
do, yeah.
populace outside the U.S. of black people.
Facts,
And black
facts.
people are struggling in capitalism. We are rich outside we are rich in culture, we are rich socially, but when it comes to money and the ideology of money, somebody cut a tree, made paper, and told you this thing is valuable. That's a Jedi mind trick.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna spend your whole life, you're gonna be disloyal to people for that little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a capitalistic thing. Capitalism is built off of greed and envy. So I'm envious, so I'm gonna work hard so I could get to that level. While Nas really broke down, I know I can't be what I want to be if I work hard at it. But like regardless of that, which people thought was corny back in the day, he was breaking barriers.
Bro,
I didn't understand the drug talk.
Our
Nas.
spirit is here, bro, because literally I heard that song this week. And I heard it and was like, this has a whole different meaning to me as a man now.
Facts,
because as a kid, I heard it and I would just recite it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's on the radio and it's kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you're just vibing to it, but you don't really know what you're saying. But then I listen to it now as a 26-year-old man.
You had the full understanding.
Yeah. And I just heard, wanna be. And as soon as he kicks off, it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Boys and girls, like, come on. And then let's backtrack to your original question. By far, Jay-Z is very influential to urban America and what he helped us grow. Stop wearing your Timbs, wear suits, let's change clothes. Even though people thought it was weird, when Jay-Z said stop doing this, everybody listened. He showed people a blueprint of getting into the corporate world, which is reality. It's reality. We have to deal with the corporate dollar, right?
Yeah, no, I was doing.
We have to deal with advertisement. We have to deal with mass marketing. We have to deal with all these different things in life in the Western way. And truthfully, Africa is getting westernized, right? We discovered the biggest mineral, which hypothetically, if you watch Black Panther, they called it vibranium. In Uganda or outside it, there's a mineral called coltan. Google it. Do your Googles. This is more than gold because guess what it does? It does fiber. It does fiber optics. It does the touch screens. That's the most. These things are being bought at a high rate. These phones. That's the only place you can find it is in either Congo or someplace close to Uganda, and this mineral is being bought at a high rate by Chinese right now.
That's crazy.
And they're building roads and whatever, but they're taking this mineral, this vibranium. So there's different layers to things of Africa is getting westernized. Yes, we are now depending on the dollar, and that's why people are starving because they don't understand the philosophy of money. To understand money, you have to understand greed and envy. And that's when the Jedi mind trick is played on to you, where you look at Hollywood people, somebody driving a Lamborghini, and that's when your principal could decide to go at that moment if you have that thing on you. Should I rob this dude?
Yeah, I feel like, I feel like we're always, that greed, that drive for money, that's never going to end.
It's not.
It's never going to end because, it's like we have to be on the same page. We have to understand,
Guess what?
we have to understand the barter system. That's the only way that we can ever live without money is with the barter system.
Barter system was perfect because you got what you needed and he got what he needed.
Exactly.
If you needed this, I have that. Take that. It's an exchange. It's not stealing. But understand this: money was the reason why Arab merchants went to Africa and captured slaves. I sold them to the Europeans. Let that sit in. Africans sold other Africans because of money.
I believe that. Yeah. So all right.
The philosophy of money, because it got into them and say, yo, you have this? You have cannons? We using spears? Give me that cannon so I could.
And what do you want? You
want
20 of them?
You want
Okay,
those
let's
tribes?
go.
You want those tribes that we went and colonized and just picked up and enslaved them? Take them dudes and them little boys. And that's deep, and that's why for me, when I listen to rappers, it's your message. What is it gonna what? Because your message is a seed you're planting into somebody's head. It's good to talk about your reality, which Jay-Z does, and he does it to the. His level of talent is high.
I feel like he's the greatest.
Okay, so would you say this?
Great.
So we said that Nas is us. You know what I'm saying? He's all black business. He's all.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of both.
Okay, but check this out. So you would say that's Nas.
Nas is starting to become more corporate now.
Yeah, that's what Nas has been going hard at, right? That's
have y'all paying attention to Nas lately though? Nas
he's getting
really
there.
about to
He's getting there. But before in the
not
beginning, that's where
necessarily,
before he was more like.
But when you say Hove is the one that kind of took the streets and corporate
and brought them together.
Brought them together.
But the streets is corporate. The same principles is 100%.
And he more so in the 90s. It already was being, but he kind of spoke of it more in his music. Was like, look, we're doing the same shit. I can go out here and be a multi-millionaire businessman because I have the same mindset that these white men have. And a lot of you don't realize.
And Jay-Z has something people cannot teach. Jay-Z is mythical. Jay-Z has an aura that people just like him. They gravitate to him.
It's Hov.
He doesn't even talk too much.
Some people don't.
They say they don't talk to you. They even say he didn't talk too much. But he's
There's somebody in this room that doesn't like Jay-Z.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Y'all told me to shut up.
So, okay, I like Jay-Z has inspired a lot from me. He's inspired me. I mean, he has inspired a lot in me. He has inspired me in higher levels. But if I'm putting him in my favorites, I have to put a lot of people. I'll have to put KRS-One, who taught me a lot. I was bumping KRS-One when I was driving here.
I was just gonna ask you who was you bumping when you pulled up.
I was bumping KRS-One. I was bumping KRS-One. I was bumping Public Enemy. I'm bumping Nas. Like, I like people that have a cause that is bigger than them and their agenda.
Yeah.
Of me. That whole narcissistic of me, because that's a dangerous thing if you are trying to raise a society that has been struck by unfairness. When there's an unfair, that is a disadvantage. They're disadvantaged because there's an unfair advantage other people had because of generations before. So how are you going to, first of all, increase their self-esteem?
Yes.
And not make them feel like you need this to be. You don't need a garment to make you feel good.
Facts.
But we usually do that. Like, we look at athletes dunking. I'm gonna get the LeBrons because that man can jump. So my self-esteem goes up.
Yeah.
But why not spread that self-esteem through words? You know, not saying that, who does that? Putting money on who does that? Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not, like Jay-Z said some line, but I'm never gonna make you stop doing it by making you feel stupid for doing it. Mm-hmm. I use the teacher approach.
See, but like it's like both sides of it, because like, all right, so everybody that you just named had a beautiful message, had a very beautiful message, but how powerful was that message, and how did that message reach through the masses, and for how long did it reach through?
It got lost in generations though, because some generations say KRS is the teacher.
Kept it, and then
Hov is one of those artists who has not gotten lost through the
KRS-One is still doing music right now.
Facts.
But he doesn't. But KRS-One, they're like, oh, he's a legend. But they don't say, oh, KRS-One, the legend, has an album coming out next month. You know what I mean? Like the same thing that he was like rapping in the way
he doesn't have that battery behind him, that industry battery that Jay-Z can just do like this and
see. But I don't think that KRS-One wants that. You know, like I don't think
he didn't want that. He didn't want that.
Yeah. Like I feel like like he's really content with where he is. He's trying to build.
But as a hip hop pioneer, you would think that he would have more, or well, not have more.
Look at all the
but
pioneers.
You would
LL Cool J. Who else is popping from that era? Run DMC, Run.
Rev Run.
And
because what's crazy though is if you look at Rev Run and then you look at DMC, you're like, yo,
Cool G Raps was one of the.
It's two different lifestyles.
Jay-Z was inspired by Cool G Rap and Daddy Kane. What are they?
Yeah.
So Jay-Z, I'll say this: Jay-Z is a cutthroat businessman.
Yeah.
Facts.
I want to ask you
for
this:
the music, he's a cutthroat business. He's a good businessman.
We're speaking on a lot of artists that have messages that are powerful. I want to ask you, what's your take on Kendrick?
Oh my gosh!
Because we're talking about the older, older so artists. Kendrick, and everything. Let's talk about the new generation.
Kendrick is a hybrid.
Yeah.
We can't even talk about his technicality. He's amazing technicality, right? Mm-hmm. He's picking the baton where Nas was and taking it farther. And his albums progressively show the diversity of him having his self-actualization at a very young age. He's only 31, but he was talking about the Good Kid, Mad City. Even let's take it back to Section 80. Mm-hmm. Section 80, where he's describing that situation, and then he describes the city, and then he goes to
what's it dedicated
to the next album after Good Kid, Mad City. My favorite.
To Pimp a
Butterfly, where he talks about just the black race in general, and then from that to spiraling back to how he became Kendrick in Damn, and the story from the beginning is the whole album is backwards. Kendrick embodies.
And the Black Panther album. You gotta use the Black Panther album as Kendrick's.
Yeah,
but I don't because he touched in every
song. So like, all right, so like I've given it probably like 2 runs, and like I don't think that. It's like I don't think that it really tells you who Kendrick is though. No. It's an amazing album. It's an amazing album.
No, he was telling the story.
Huh?
He was telling the story.
But like, is it Kendrick's story?
No, it's Black Panther.
Right.
It's that's
what I'm saying. Like it's like in all of his albums, he's told you his story. Like I feel like from the Kendrick Lamar LP until Damn, you know, like all of that is just like one long story.
I take back what I say though, because I technically have to say the Black Panther is Kendrick Lamar, because Black Panther is an album speaking of a black man. It's speaking because
Killmonger or
I think he was Killmonger. I think he was more Killmonger.
He has it's like when you start the album though. When you start the album, it's T'Challa. When you start the album, it's T'Challa. Once you get to the middle of the album, it's Killmonger. Yeah, he's
shout out Tidal. We back at it. I'm about to get that motherfucker another.
Okay, check this out. I think Kendrick on that I think it's a soundtrack, and he used Kendrick in that album.
Okay.
But it doesn't narrate his story.
Did you see the movie?
Yes, and I want to talk about that too. I've made hot takes from that
because I've finally seen it. So yeah, so talk about.
But yeah, like Kendrick, like you asked me, how do I view him? He's slowly getting into my top 10. Slowly because you know what?
You have a broad,
There's more people out there. There are people there that he's dethroned.
See, because I'm not going to throw KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane.
Kendrick maybe is on my top. He's in my top 6. He's in my top 6. Then you already know what my top 5 is. If I cannot put them in an order, but Kendrick is in there.
Jay-Z, Nas, KRS-One. Who would I say is probably in your top 5? I'm guessing your top 5 right now.
You gotta throw like
You
like,
got it. You got it
I
for
got
right
three
now,
so far.
okay.
Kanye is definitely not in there.
No,
He is.
He is.
Kanye's in your top five?
Yes.
Oh, that's surprising. That's surprising. So, like, if I wasn't gonna say Kanye, I was either gonna say like Common, Talib, or Most.
I was gonna say Method Man, possibly.
Ooh.
Top 5. Yeah, he's in my top 10. No, but
Method Man's
no,
my
red is in my
top 10.
Or
Meth's in your top 15.
top 15.
Meth's in my top
yeah,
15.
Yeah.
I'm a big Wu-Tang fan.
I've never worked on my top 15.
I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, but like people may not know, I really like also the commercial music. People may think I'm into the underground scene, like the underground rapper.
You're a creator, so I know you. I know you're open to everything.
So I like Kanye because he is set trend in sonics.
Yeah.
And I've never in my life listened to a weak Kanye verse. Say what you may say, I've not yet listened to a weak Kanye
every Kanye verse. I will give it that every Kanye verse has gems in it.
So
even when he says when he was like,
me and
I
Taylor
feel
might
like
have
an
sex.
a-hole, I
See,
feel
like
like
a
an a-hole when I
Kanye,
bleach my
yeah.
shirt. That was kind of weird, but there was a funny element to it,
Yeah.
and then that's the production on that beautiful morning. How you made Future sound on that?
Kid Cudi.
that was Cudi.
That's Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
It sounds so much like Future, right?
Cause I if Young Metro don't, cause I didn't know that was. I didn't know that was. Oh my
So
god!
beautifully, right? Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna have a whole different.
You know what? I didn't even know
this.
Designer till that album, and I thought it was Future.
Hey,
That was
everybody
so
thought
wild.
Panda was Future.
And I'm like Future, and it sounded better than the Future that I heard. But also, March Madness is my favorite Future song.
March Madness is
I think
in my
March
top 15
Madness-
of songs. March
Like
Madness is
that
a bad
song right there.
That song
But
is
anyway,
crazy.
It gives
That
you,
song.
bro. I swear, if you play March Madness,
Anyway.
it gives, tell the truth, shame the devil. Have you ever been? You've seen the videos and everything when Swag Surf comes on.
Swag Surf is made a resurgence.
I swear,
These young dudes that
March
love
Madness.
Swag- I don't know why Swag Surfing is popping back since like last 17 to 18. It's getting popular and popular. It's coming back again.
Yeah,
Because of the power of social media. The power of social media.
We
It's
finna
just
get this
all of
wave. I
these
see
memes,
what-
all of these
Like
memes.
this whole spring break
Niggas-
thing. I put on
Niggas
social
our
media,
age is the
everybody's-
ones who have to be making these memes to like really understand the effect of like swag surf, my nigga. Like you never been in a rodeo when swag surf come on, man.
Honestly, swag surfing was some fly stuff even back in the day.
Facts.
The stinky leg was
2008,
cool.
boy,
but
that was the-
Swag surfing.
Stinky leg was
because
Atlanta.
everybody could do swag surf.
Swag surf.
Everybody
It was
could
definitely
do
the
stanky
easiest
leg.
thing.
Not everybody
It
was
like
swag
he
doing
was a
stanky leg.
dancing ass dude who used to do. But if you remember, swag surfing was so dope that the title just got you. I'm swag surfing.
Yes.
And I'm like, whoa.
And then it transitioned to games where people in the stands, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, during
I know,
games
like,
are
doing
doing-
that swag.
oh my
And-
god, it changes the whole dynamic of the game.
See, but the power of social media has brought that back through memes.
Yeah.
Through memes. So it's like these young kids or whatever, yo, it's like they're just now getting that introduction to it or whatever. So so they wanna go back and listen to it, redo it or whatever. It's the same thing with the So Far Gone challenge and all that other stuff
yeah.
or whatever,
It's
Where they brought the
She came
Monica.
back with platinum off of that or something like that. It was something crazy or whatever.
was
So you know how many people got picked up for those So Gone challenges? A lot of people got picked up for those. Just doing a little quick 8 bars. Oh my
picked
goodness.
up musically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like signed?
Yes, signed.
Wow.
Like
See, I'm
it's
not gonna
crazy.
say that, but social media has played the come up of a lot of people.
It is.
We have seen a lot of people get
Social
on
media-
through social media.
It's a catapult, man. It's a bow. It just pulls you and throws you.
Man.
There you go.
For real. Okay. We're gonna talk a little bit about you, Strap.
All right.
We're gonna talk about Young Elder.
All right.
All right, so there's tons of messages in the album from Oh Lord. We were talking about the video to Uncle Strap to coming of age. What was your mindset creating that project?
Yeah, so I got the whole Young Elder. Actually, that album is a collaboration project. It's me with a production group called Black Amish. Primarily one producer. His name is Ayo Dilo. I've been working with him for about 6-7 years, and he was like, "Screw it, man. Let's make an album." And it took me about our project. It took me about 3 or 4 months to make this whole thing, and how he brought the idea to me is like, "What are you doing?" Because tell you the truth, if I'm like about 3 or 4 albums in, you start to get burnt out of things to talk about, especially if you're a lyrical person. Then you will divert into just making quick food.
Yeah.
And you don't want to make that, you don't want to put that home cooking into it as much because you've stretched yourself too much. You've put so much of your life into this music and some things become monotonous. So he told me, forget about your problems. Let's talk about what state you are in right now.
Yeah.
And I told him, man, I'm turning 30 this year. And I still feel young.
You are.
And I felt like when I'm hooping, dude called me old head. I was pooping like this. And that kind of like, I didn't know how to take that if he's respecting me or disrespecting me. Because you know, yeah, a little bit.
He tries to stay so humble. I'm going to get that cockiness out of him. Every rapper has that little bit in him where it come out.
A little bit. But I'll say it's,
WWE?
I'll never quit my day job to be a basketball player. At least. But this dude called me old head. And where I'm from, we used to make fun of old dudes, call them old head because they're not keeping up with the times. This is just an old head. They stuck in their ways. Yeah. They stuck in their era.
That's an old head. That's the definition.
Like, old head. And then to me, I had to like step back and either take offense in this statement, but the way he brought the message after that was more like, oh hey, like we running this. You gonna play center or you wanna play this or whatever.
So it was more like OG, just with the wrong terminology.
Yeah, and then that just made me. It kept in my. It just stayed in my mind like, oh head. And then I'm driving. I'm like, man, I'm only 30, and I'm like, you know what? Now it transitioned from basketball to my career, where you start to think, what's the longevity of an artist that is on the brink of making it? Mm-hmm. What's the best time to have the best gestation period? Is it when you're 17 and when they see the potential, they pick you up and then you start to blossom at 27? Now you still in that same blossoming position. You feel your talent is getting better and better, right? Yeah. But the world looks at you like, did you miss that bus? To become a YY superstar, an elite talent that is getting the corporate look, right?
You just missed it.
You start to play? So you move from simple basketball into my career. What I like to do, not my career, but like my passion. Yeah. And physically, I'm young. I can still do anything. Mentally, I'm young because I'm still absorbing stuff. I'm still learning. I have a hunger to learn. But
man, I'm finna call these rappers out. We finna have a basketball game. I'm finna call all these rappers out.
I don't know, man. Like, there's some rappers that are really good. There's some rappers that play probably D1 ball. Like,
yeah, there's some nice. They just had they had a charity game of like a few months ago. I want to say in November or December or something like that. And they said Smooth killed it. YBN Smooth, but it's
he did the air quotes on me,
But you know what? You know what's crazy is you'll be surprised rappers with hidden talent. Like, I had a rapper friend of mine, and this dude was nice at playing pool.
Like cold.
Really, really good. We went to this studio that had a pool table, smacked everyone.
And he wasn't even busting a sweat. Like, it was nothing.
Like, you give him 3 or 2 times to play, the table's done.
Secondhand nature is gone.
Done. The table's done. All the balls
you pray to God that he misses, because if he doesn't, it's gone.
I'm like, bro, so you're aspiring to be a rapper, or you're becoming a rapper, and you could be a professional pool player. I don't know how much they make, but anyways.
They make decent money.
I'm sure they do.
They make decent money.
It's a passion.
For real. Because people put money on pool.
That's
the thing.
Look at Bobby Gibson. Bobby Gibson left an NBA career to be a rapper. Facts. So it's a passion. It's what you're passionate about. So he wants to be a rapper.
Shoot, Chris Paul, he's a really good bowler. He has charity bowling tournaments and stuff like that, and he has legit
a good handicap.
He has legit bowlers, like professional bowlers that show up and stuff like that. They said Chris Paul's good enough to be pro. He's that good at bowling, so it's just crazy.
I heard J.R. Smith is good at golf.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I heard
let that marinate.
I heard J.R. Smith is also good at drinking.
I heard that.
Right, I know he takes his shirt off when he was a champion.
Give JR a Henny bottle and
JR is
that's
like
JR.
JR is a hoop legend. Like he's the myth of the NBA. This is a dude that was flying over people, dunking on everybody. Like he gets hot. He's a microwave. He gets hot whenever he wants to get hot, even at his older age. Like JR is a legend. You know, you get the Henny JR, like all these different things. Like JR he's an enigma. Like you don't even know. Like we don't know. We just don't know about JR.
Man, JR is
he needs to have a 30 for 30.
JR is associated with Young Money.
I know he tattooed himself.
He signed with Young Money. Yeah, he was signed with Young Money.
How old is JR?
30?
33.
30 something like 33.
32 or something like
something like that. Yeah, he's not that old. He's not that old. Not at all.
Not dunking old. He's dunking.
Dude.
Like the nasty dunking.
Are you a sports fan?
Yeah, I like sports.
Do you have any?
I played college rugby.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any specific sports that you watch?
Boxing. I watch basketball.
Do you have a certain
basketball.
Do you have a certain basketball team you're a fan of or anything? Or you just like the game?
Bulls, man. I just want to talk about them right now because they're not doing good.
I mean, they got a lot of up and comers though. They got some young talent over there. But that's crazy.
Zach Levine.
That's crazy because I had no clue. I knew rugby was a sport, but I didn't know rugby was, very, very. It was
popular.
Okay, it's popular. It's going on here in Kansas too. I didn't know that. No. If I had known that, I would have tried rugby. Yeah. I mean, shit, rugby.
It's a cheap sport too. You just need 15 people and a ball.
Exactly, cheap. And the ball's a little bit bigger than a regular football.
Don't need shoulder pads. It's cheap. It's cheap. So I feel like if we had like people scouting and going to these areas in the inner city where the best elite athletes are from, go to the inner cities and recruit. You'll be surprised when we need more people of melanin into that sport. Because. Like I grew up playing it, and I'm not an elite athlete, but I did hold my own in that sport, and it was enough to give me scholarships. So
that's what's up. Yeah, I played football in college, played in high school.
Talking about that, I'm a boxing fan. I think all the elite athletes are either playing basketball and football.
Yeah,
like that's why America lacks good heavyweight boxers, because they're playing in the field on Sunday.
Yeah, boxing is. I would lie if I said I'm not drawn to boxing. Just like I'm a fan of the game. I'm a fan of boxing. I'm a fan of MMA. Like I just like I just like it. Now it's just something different. The different like mindset of like a boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they don't really get not too many people want to do it or want to watch it because they have like it has a bad name on it.
It's a sweet science, but just tying everything together before we digress, the young elder, reason why I say I was thinking like an OG is because look at Uncle Strap. Like you look at athletes, they do have an expiration date, right?
Mm-hmm. I had a football coach. He told me, he said, when you're young, he said, the moment that you get out on the field and you take that first hit, you started the timer of your career.
Yeah.
And it's going down. Mm-hmm. And you don't know how long that timer has, how much time it has on it, but eventually it's going to run out.
Yeah.
And as soon as you take that first hit on your body, that is when that timer starts. Because your body can only take it for so long.
Yeah.
That's a
Very
fact.
true. Very true.
That's a fact.
Man, I ain't even asked none of my questions.
No. Let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you this real quick. Where'd you get your name from, S.T.R.A.P?
So,
where'd that come from?
It's an acronym.
Okay.
But the real name is my actual name. My father and mother gave me this name S.T.R.A.P. Growing up, and it's a direct translation of my last name, which is Nkoba. If you switched it into my tribal language, it's translated as Strap. So my dad named me Strap or Strap Nkoba. That segueing into music, when you become an artist, whether it's painting, you need a brand name.
Yeah.
And that's where that's where your first victory starts, is having that first presentation.
Word.
That's why most artists in the beginning struggle because they don't have the right name to promote them, to put on products to be endorsed by some people and that's where you hear from Titty Boys to 2 Chainz or whatever, from Tekashi 6ix9ine to 6ix9ine, or some Uncle Murder to Murder, like
Uncle Murder. I mean, by his legal name now.
Yeah, Uncle Murder. He went to something because it's your brand, and then I had to think about that starting as an artist, and then I made my real name have a symbolism through making it an acronym, which is Sound that Roars African Pride. Realizing that I'm an anomaly. I'm an artist from Africa trying to create a lane in the United States, but there's also so much unawareness of what hip-hop, how hip-hop has influenced the continent. So I want to be that representation, that I could be that bridge. I could sound cool enough, or I could sound respectable enough, incredible enough for my American audience to respect it. Not understand it, because you cannot understand something that but to respect it enough to listen to it, and the people back home to gravitate to it, to also think that I can also do that.
Yeah, I think it definitely resonates.
So tying that bridge or creating that bridge.
Yeah, man. Because as soon as I see the name S.T.R.A.P, I automatically think gun.
Yeah.
I automatically think gun. But then
you see the period though, and it's an acronym.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you listen to the music, yo,
he ain't talking about guns.
This nigga got bullets though.
I don't.
Niggas got bullets.
I don't talk about gunplay.
These is bars I'm talking about, man.
You don't really cuss like that hard either.
No. I try not to. I do cuss, but I've always been a big advocate for flexing your vocabulary with your music, and you can still cuss by using other words that are acceptable in different settings. Because I want to play for my music for my mom, but I also want, because cussing is just venting or putting out frustration. I can still use frustration through tone, projection.
It's all how you say it.
It's just how you say it, yeah.
Because you could be like, because
didn't you just discount Will Smith earlier in the episode?
He started, but he was kid friendly. He said
Will Smith was one of the first.
First listen to Will Smith, in the early.
But the way you said it was
Will Smith.
We all heard Will Smith, but
Will Smith was the first album that I bought.
That was the first album we all had.
Yeah,
the first one I bought. No.
Big Willie style, you talking about Big Willie style Willie or Back Fresh Prince Willie?
I don't know what album.
And that's weird saying Willie, but that's why he used to call his name. Sorry, pause. I don't want to say Willie, but he used to call it. What was he? What was it called?
Big Willie.
Yeah, that was weird. That's weird. Now as a grown up, I'm like, he's making kids buy his album.
That was a term though back then, wasn't it?
No, he was,
because LL Cool J said it too. But
you know what? You know what that means?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird. That's weird for kids to go and say, "Mom, I want Big Willie style."
What? We need to talk about conditioning of the human mind.
Now as a grown up, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Really being conditioned to
whoa. This grown man is making music, but Will Smith is biggest audience with kids.
Yeah, I was glad that he made that transition, from music into the film,
He's talented.
One of the greatest who's ever made that transition. One of the most I like seeing Nas on, on film or whatever. That's what I was talking about.
What do you think about Nas' acting? I liked him in Belly, but his acting, he was still Nas to me.
Yeah. He was still
DMX had chops. Tommy would.
DMX was still definitely DMX. In every movie DMX has ever been.
You got the professional.
Credit to the grave. Was he DMX?
Yeah. He was a professional jewelry thief.
The only one who could really switch it up is Tupac and 50.
Common.
How is Common's acting?
Common. I don't like Common as an actor. I like the movies that he's in.
That's a good conversation.
I don't like him as an actor. Will Smith, Tupac, and 50. Cube. How can I forget
the worst actor, the worst rapper that became. I don't want to say this, but the rapper that is the least convincing actor is Ice-T. Yeah, he sounds like he's a rapper when he's on that crime show. He just got shot in the back. Yeah, come on, we gotta take Ice-T. That's Ice-T as a cop. He's not convincing. He's not convincing.
He was pretty good in New Jack City though.
Did you see Leprechaun in the Hood?
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. New Jack City when he was running, he looked fake running. I'm like he's falling down. I'm like, you go back and watch New Jack City. his
New York
job.
City's hard.
No, it's a movie. The concept is dope. But like when he was
Because
chasing
the actor-
Pookie in the
I'm like-
beginning, like with chasing Pookie in the
Ice-T's
beginning.
a
Like,
bad
come on.
actor. Okay, let's.
No, he didn't say he's a bad actor.
No, he's a
I want to shoot you so bad. My dick hard. When he's talking, he's trying to like be serious. Like, come on, man. Like, I could have seen on a black ass Ice-T scene. Come on. I was like, oh damn. R&B dude that
Because it's Ice-T, you ignore that shit.
We need that.
was G Money an R&B dude in real life?
Nah.
Who was Christopher?
G Money, Alan Payne. Nah, he's not.
Marcus
a singer.
Houston.
Marcus Houston. Nah, he's corny.
Sister. Go home, Roger.
See, but he wasn't a good.
Roger.
Well, he was a good actor in that. But like House Party was good too.
Tyrese. Was Tyrese? Tyrese is a good actor.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Tyrese.
Dude, he was acting when he was going through his situation. So this dude was crying one day. One minute he's like, "Yes, I'm at the." He pulled him and Michael Blackson.
Then after he
He's a
couldn't see
good
his
actor. He's a
daughter,
good
he
actor.
didn't want to see his daughter.
He's a good
Such
actor.
good actor,
He
bro.
went to
He's a good
Dubai after they gave him custody.
He's a
chance
good
to
actor.
see his daughter.
He's a good actor.
He's
He's
a
a good
good
actor. He's a good actor.
On and off the camera.
Tyrese on that shit. That's what's
Tyrese
going on
on
with
that shit.
Tyrese.
Who else we got?
This is a good conversation. I've never had this convo before.
Method Man.
Method Man. Yeah.
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow. Yeah.
Bow Wow's a good actor.
Bow
You
Wow,
gotta
not
give
gonna
it
fry
to him.
yet.
He's a
Romeo's
good ass
enough.
actor.
Romeo's enough.
I'm not seeing him really act.
I thought of
besides his
that.
little
What's
thing.
that movie when he was trying
He
to
was
get
a
on
kid.
that?
Yeah. Johnson.
Jump in the broom?
Yeah. Jump.
Yeah, he was
Jump in the broom.
trash.
I've seen him in a horror movie
Oh shit.
where he was like a wolf.
I'm so sorry. That was probably
Shout out.
that was probably like an hour and a half. You
Wait,
could
hold
probably
on.
never
He
get
was a
back.
wolf.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
It was
shit.
like
Nah,
a
I
wolf
never
or
seen
something.
that.
Hey,
I
lottery
just don't-
ticket went hard. I don't
Lottery
know what
ticket was
nobody
hard.
said.
Light
Roll
Bounce
Bounce,
was
Roll
definitely
Bounce.
hard. Roll Bounce was hard.
Roll Bounce
yeah.
was my favorite.
He's only had like.
He wasn't.
one
He did a
record.
cameo on All
Yo.
About the Benjamins.
Yo, I'm
Facts.
finna blow everybody's mind. So, like Mike, who was Calvin supposed to be? Michael Jordan, right? He's supposed to be Michael Jordan. Like he puts on the shoes and he takes
He gets
on
the
power or
The
the
cornrows,
ability of
he had the Iverson.
yeah,
feel to
break.
me, like with the he was trying to like
So-
cross like Iverson.
You are Michael Jordan. What number did Michael Jordan wear?
23 and then 45.
23, 45.
23. What number did he wear like Mike? Number 3.
Iverson.
What crossover did he have? AI. What braids did he have?
Yeah. Okay, that's a fact.
Bow Wow said that in the interview. He said, he was like, I was a huge AI fan. And we're doing a like Mike movie, a Michael Jordan movie. But Allen Iverson's, I'm a huge fan of AI. I had to show all the respect in the world. They was like, nah. They was like, you got to put 23 on and off. Forget that. I'm wearing number 3. I'm
Hey, I like
breaking
that,
AI.
though. I like that.
That's some real shit.
Yeah. Like
probably did a
seriously,
real
Michael.
Never thought of that shit.
If you think about the younger generation, the real younger generation, not real young, like people that were born like between 87 to about 94,
4.
AI was the first representation of hip hop in basketball.
Yeah.
So if you were an inner city
Yeah.
kid and you saw a dude with golden teeth, tattoos, you're like, that's the dude
Tattoos.
from the corner,
Yeah,
like
came in with
hooping
an
on
afro.
everybody.
Yeah.
'Cause back then,
Like, how you gonna
Michael was wearing the suits, like they were like kind of like
But
kinda
the
like
shoes, though. But
the shoes were overly marketed, of course, but,
Yeah, but
but
they
to me,
had so
Penny
much-
shoes meant more to me than Michael's shoes. Cause
Whose?
Penny,
Okay,
the
okay,
Penny
okay.
Hardaway,
Hardaway's?
Yeah.
the pennies,
Hardaway's
the
is
Penny,
crazy.
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway shoes meant to my generation of people more than Michael, because Michael was more of it went away from being basketball, it became a fashion thing,
Yeah.
and it was not really just about Michael. It was
Because
like
those commercials
commercials
came out.
The,
Once
the
they had
Spike Lee
different co-
commercials, all the commercials.
If you go back, most shoes were either in what? Black or white back then or whatever. They might have blue or something like that. But Jordan came
Yeah.
out and he changed the colorways and he had the black and red and then he came out with
Yeah.
all different
Yeah.
types of colors.
I don't want to
And
pass
they
this around the room too. How old were you when you saw Michael play his last game? And let's
That was 2003.
let's take away the
Hold on,
Wizards.
hold
Let's
on,
take
hold
away
on.
the Wizards.
2003.
Okay.
Let's take
I
away the
was about to
Wizards.
say,
Like
hold on,
Michael,
the
Michael,
Wizards.
Michael,
Okay,
Michael.
Because I think I've seen Mike play
98.
with the Wizards, though.
No, but
Yeah,
he
but
wasn't
we're
Michael.
limited.
Michael.
Went
He
to the
wasn't.
game,
He
though.
wasn't
Went to the game,
He wasn't
though. That shit
Michael.
was
Michael. He
lit,
wasn't
though.
Michael. Michael.
They lost the game and everything, but I
But it was
seen
Michael
I'm saying
Jordan.
you were
I'm
the
saying
same-
you
I'm
were
saying
in the
that's-
same era as Michael
Yeah.
Jordan.
As a kid, were you like
number.
Mike? like I know my generation. It was Tracy. It was Iverson. It was
For me,
Penny.
it was Iverson.
Kobe.
It was Shaq. It was Kobe. It was
Michael was like grown people.
It was McGrady. It was Vince Carter dunking over everybody.
Yes, Vince Carter.
That was the
yeah. Like Michael was, of course, the dude. Like like when this kid's now in hip hop, like you gotta listen to Biggie, you gotta listen to Pop. That's how they think. That's how they looked at Michael.
Yeah.
You go back, see highlights, you
Yeah.
see the dunk contest, you see all these different things that Michael was doing. The Jazz when he crossed over the dude from the Utah Jazz, hit the shot, like him scoring on Cleveland, like that was cool. Yeah. But I was young, I saw Michael play. That's my favorite player.
But see,
my friends.
All right, so let me ask y'all this then. Do y'all think that? All right, so using that same analogy that you just used, like as far as the music goes, do you think that these young niggas is justified for not listening to Biggie and Pac? Not even doing their research. You don't have to like them, but like at least do your research.
The thing is this: I don't want to be a hypocrite because let me analyze the situation. When did Biggie and Pac die?
96,
97, right? How old is a person that was born in 97 right now?
2021.
Okay. The people that don't say they listen to him are probably 1960, right? So their music, that was before they were born, right? Mm-hmm. You're in the game right now as social commentary. You discuss about what's happening right now. Which year were you born?
92.
92?
90.
90?
93.
93. Do you know what's your favorite Cool G rap song? And you may have one, but not everybody's a rap historian like that. Yeah. But Cool G rap was popping in 89.
Yeah.
See,
so that's the same exact thing.
I see what you're saying. And I agree with that. But Cool G rap isn't it's not like they're not held to like these legendary standards.
Some OGs, Cool G rap, PMD, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane is on their Mount Rushmore. Yeah. So if you ever said Nas is better than Cool G, you was like, Nas learned from Cool G.
Yeah.
You tell him that Pac will let you know about, like Biggie will tell you Cool G rap. He's the first East Coast gangster rapper.
Yeah.
So all that drug talk was from Cool G rap.
Yeah.
You know,
that's where I look. That's where
that's
somebody I haven't listened to. Like I feel like I've only gone as far back as like Eric B and Rakim. Now, like when I got my turntables and everything, I was into. I was listening to what's these guys' name? Africa, Bombada,
the Zulu Nation,
Furious 5. Shit, like I can't think of their names right now, but like like I was going back and I've been listening to that a little bit, but like I felt like it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So so like I stayed away from it, but I still did my research. So like I even did my research on Prince, the Beatles, motherfucking Layla Hathaway, like it's like.
But you cultured, bro.
Like it's like you have to go back and do that research. See, like I'm not cultured, bro. Like I'm not cultured.
Like musically cultured,
bro. Like it's like this, man. Like I feel like if somebody's in music and somebody wants to be a musician, you need to understand these things. You need to know who these people are.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but it's like you have to you acknowledge this shit at least, because these niggas died in the middle of this shit.
Yeah, they were martyrs, man. They died.
Not to say they died for our sins or no.
No, martyrs meaning they died. Martyrs meaning they died while they're chasing a mission.
Yeah.
They died and they were. It was death that could have been stopped. They died really young. They died with a lot of potential. We didn't even know what they were going to be. They were only like 24, 25. They were young men.
And it's crazy.
Really young men. And Pac was getting his acting chops.
Pac would have just turned 40. What? I think it was either this year or a year.
See, like,
we didn't see them grow up. We didn't see them grow up. Like
back then, like
so that's why it hurts.
It's like I seen these rappers is just like bigger than life itself or whatever. Like it's like these are fucking grown men. They handle their business. They about that life. And then it's like once now, like I'm looking at the niggas that's rapping around the same age as Tupac and Biggie when they died. It's like you're not about that. You're not about anything right now.
You're not mentally You're not mentally there.
I don't even think I'm on Pac's mental level. To be honest, like I'm 30 and I still learn from this dude.
Who do y'all think killed hip hop?
Chingy.
bro, I can say two people. But
Corporate America.
But like I don't think that. All right, so like, I don't think
America.
that these two people intentionally kill hip hop. But I think that their strategy is what killed hip hop. Lil Wayne and Gucci Mane. Lil Wayne is definitely in my top 5. I got the most respect for Gucci
Yeah, he's in
Mane.
my top 10.
But I
Because of
feel
his
like
influence, but yeah, he's in my top 10. I don't even know what I would say.
I
More
feel
than
like-
top 10, more than 10 people in my top 10. Sorry.
You named like 6 people. So
Okay.
yeah, it's not even
top 10.
Yo, Strap coming back for a bracket. We're gonna make a bracket, and we
That's special because I have to now think. Like,
bro,
geez.
you got good traction off in them brackets too.
Oh my gosh,
them
I don't
girls
know.
went crazy.
we're gonna have a mean hip hop debate with Strap.
But like, all right, so look at how Wayne and Gucci Mane flooded the market, just putting out shit. Not even thinking about it, just letting it go.
Talking about saturation.
High and drunk in it or whatever, just really doubling up on the drug usage. Not even the selling, just the drug usage.
And then you forward to 2018. Most of these songs that come
These
out
are their
now, they sound like
sons.
demos.
Yeah.
These
All
are their
this shit's
sons.
demo shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the day and age though,
Like-
because like technically it would be a demo, but like now with the power of social media,
Right.
we have access to it.
You got artists now coming out and they're literally going into the studio, coming up with something top of their head, and they're like, okay, go ahead, mix that, and let's drop it.
But honest truth, like, we have to take away that old elderly approach to viewing things and look at it from an art side of things. And when you look at things from the art side of things,
Facts.
you take away, I know what's happening. It should always be brand new to you, right?
Yeah.
It's creation. It's the moment.
You learn.
And and you have to just say the only difference between the older because there were whack rappers back in the day.
There was.
Not everybody was dope.
Yeah.
There's some whack rappers. Remember the dude that made the "Oops, there it is"?
Yeah.
Listen to those lyrics though.
But
But that stuff got parties. It got parties started. You know.
See, and that was like, alright, let's do it.
You know,
Or swag surfing.
And rappers was complaining, man. Who's this dude? Guess what? When rap started, people that were listening to R&B were like, "What are you doing? You're not singing.
Yeah.
You're talking."
Facts.
And then you got Tekashi.
You know, like
Hit the sticky.
that's the fire. That's fire. It's fire because he reminds
Tekashi got some good
me
shit.
of like a DMX, Onyx, like energy.
See, all right,
we
so like, I was
needed
about
that
to ask you
energy.
about that too, because I was on Instagram earlier. I don't know this guy's name, but it was a guy from Louisiana. He's like, hey, I fuck with it. It's nice, but that's not New York. That's not what we expect to hear when we talk about New York.
And
When
that's
we talk
why- and
about
that's
why-
lots,
gang
when we
stuff.
talk about when we talk
New York
not
is
the
not
lots,
about-
but when we're talking about just the New York artists,
Yeah.
that's not what we expect to hear. But you just said that it has that Onyx feeling. And Charlamagne said
Onyx,
that too,
yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
right?
It's just like energy, like it's just, you know, like what we have been missing in the game, and you realize whatever the game is missing, the person that brings it will catch steam. Taking away his antics off the music, listen to his sound. His sound gives you that feel like the first time you listen to "Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood." That just energy. A dude
Yeah.
yelling on a
Yeah.
microphone. That's why we like
What these
McMill.
bitches want from a nigga?
Yeah, that's why we like McMill. That's why we like Onyx. We like a dude that's just not smooth all the time. You don't have to be cool. We like the first DMX video that I saw. What's the first video? Before Rough Riders Anthem, there was a video that I saw, which was it was held in a famous club in New York called
4040?
No, 4040. Before the 4040, where they shot Belly at. It was called The Tunnel.
The Tunnel.
The Tunnel. Major fights would happen in there. There was stabbings, shootings, like crazy stuff. And he shot that video in the tunnel. And it was what's the name? The song. It was super aggressive. I may be wrong, but I was young. This was like '99. I was like you know, I was young, and he was.
What was DMX?
Get at me, dog. Get at me, dog.
You sound just like him when
Get
you
at
said
me,
it.
dog. Get at me, dog. Yeah, so he was like, get at the energy. I was like, who is this dude wearing a white shirt with all this barking on a thing, like just too much energy, like Cause I just listened to Ferrari and Jaguar, so you know I was listening to like Money Ain't a Thing, like smooth rapping Nas, like he never strains his voice, and I'm looking at this dude, no chains, nothing.
But you was drawn to it.
Wearing a Hanes white tee, which is hella stretched on the collar, like you never looked like flashy. DMX was just.
You saw
that's what Tekashi
you see that
reminds
video
me.
of DMX when he performed in front of that like sea, like
Oh
the
my
crowd
God.
of people. It just looked like a sea of people. And bro, did you see what he had on though?
No.
He had on some
Tommy
khaki
Hill
shorts
overall.
or whatever, and a red Dickie. It was like a red Dickie suit,
Yeah.
and he had on some Timbs with a big white
Hey,
beater
man,
underneath.
that's
I'm like,
man.
that's DMX. That's like as good as
You know
it
what's
gets.
dope about like really these artists and managers and just niggas that was around in the early days or whatever, like them coming back and telling all of these stories and like seeing how like DMX and Jay-Z and Nas was all in the same, or Ja Rule and shit, like was all in the same circle or whatever, you know, like it's like really getting it together.
Yeah.
But to see that or to hear that and then see where these niggas are now is just like
X gave me the first sex ed I ever had in my life. I was young. He had that lyric, and you guys probably, if you remember it, because you probably my age.
Yeah.
Like, remember that lyric where he said a chick burnt him, and he decided to burn all the other chicks? Like, I thought another bitch. Like, he burnt. Like, he was talking about
Not knowing
STDs.
he's
Like,
breaking the shit out of a law.
Yeah,
His
like,
ass finna
he's
serve
like, she
some
burned
time.
me, so I burnt. Like, you remember? Am I tripping? Remember that lyric?
I don't remember that lyric.
You got. I don't know. I can't paraphrase. As a kid, I was like, "What is he talking about?"
But it was some
See,
real
for me,
shit.
I never
But you
listened to DMX
like
until
Slip It?
recently. Of
gotta
course,
look
I
for that
listened to
song
him.
now.
Of course, I listened to him. But
Yeah,
like, you know, like I've
DMX.
never like wanted to hear a whole DMX album until about 2 or 3 years ago. Truthfully, but yeah, man, DMX was hard.
If you can listen to a whole Ja Rule album, you can listen to a DMX album. So
I
that,
just now listened to a whole Ja Rule album.
That's what I'm saying. For me, like I came up listening to Ja Rule.
I say Ja Rule was more subtle, like relaxed. Like he had that voice, but he had melodies.
He was trying to
He was
flow with
Drake
his
before
voice.
Drake.
He was trying to flow
He
with his
was
voice.
Drake before Drake.
All right, so his first album sound just
Nelly
like
was Drake before Drake.
DMX. See, but that was after the second album, though. That was after DMX had pressed him about sounding just like him. Because on Ja's first album, he sounded just like DMX.
Yeah, and then he came out with
DMX pressed him about that shit or whatever, you know. So he slid over to the left or whatever, grew his hair out and shit or whatever.
and did his own thing. Started
Bro, killed
speaking
it.
to the ladies.
And then that's when he was on his Drake shit.
Okay, we've been going for a
Bro,
while.
this is a hell of a good episode.
A hell of a good episode. I don't want to tell you too much of Strap's time. We've been here for a while. So, Strap, what do you have coming up? Because you're busy nonstop.
So right now I've been I have this thing, and I'll break it down. I'm working in different multimedias. Every year I try to get a new superpower, and I always keep it in that mindset. I want to get a power every year. 2015, my first power was learning how to engineer my own sounds. 2016, my superpower was learning how to sequence a project by myself. 2017, my superpower was learning how to direct and edit my own music videos. Like All Old was shot by me with my partner, my partner.
Man.
And we filmed it, and I did every post-production.
Dope.
And then 2018, hopefully, I bought the MK machine. I'm making my own beats now.
Hey.
I'm making my own beats. So every year I try to get a skill, a craft, because I'm looking at the future. I don't always want to be the guy in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could show your art out, not in front of the camera. So also
Just
giving
the way
people,
you lead other people.
yeah, and also giving people opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
We have rappers like Smoke. He's the future. He has stuff coming. You know, I would want to contribute to a person like him. I would want to contribute to a dope rapper like Big Sam, like Samuel David.
Mm-hmm.
I want to contribute to another huge, a good rapper, huge local. I just want to contribute and say that I'm part of the credits, and also it's fulfilling knowing that I can still be creative and not focus on me.
Dope.
Man, I'll mess with you.
Yo,
man.
Well, not only
That's-
so.
We all in the
so
same
that-
place.
here.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm working on two things. I'm working on a project called Replenish Me and Invest in Africa. Earlier we were talking about why do rappers always talk about I went in Paris, I went to S.T.R.A.P, I went to Ibiza, I went to this place. Nobody talks about I went to Ghana, I went to South Africa, I went to Congo, I went to Uganda, I went to Ghana, I went to Senegal, I went to Abuja, I went to Ethiopia. Why do we have to not look at the motherland as a place of vacation?
Yeah.
We talk about generational wealth, right? We do this for generational wealth. Understanding generational wealth is very strong. Right. Understanding ownership, it's very strong, and I want to push that. I like that. I like that goal.
Yes. Let's
make money not for me, but for my great grandkids, right?
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Let me struggle right now, so them dudes could be assholes to
Yep.
people. I don't know who their personalities are, but they let them do that. Let them manage this money. I like that aspect, but to go into the deeper layers of that, understand that how are you going to have ownership in a land that taxes you?
Yeah. Yes.
How you going to have ownership? You could buy this house, yes, you own it, but if you don't pay your stuff, they could take it away.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's
You
you can say
never really own
you
it.
can have
Yeah.
paperwork that says it's yours,
it's
but
owned by
in
the
that
government.
paperwork,
So it's not
guess
that
what? It's
same
also
way
going to say
No, so that's why I say invest in Africa, meaning nothing is taxed. Property is not taxed back home. It's virgin land that you could plant your stuff in.
Point proven in
You
Africa.
you could live subsistently.
Oh,
The
good.
dollar is doing really good in Africa
We
because
go
it's
from
trying to
cargo
westernize.
containers.
But you could buy land. That's the richest thing you could have is land because land never depreciates.
Yes.
It always
and you can
increases
pass
in
it,
value.
and you can
And
pass
it's
it from
untaxed.
You know, it's untaxed. You cannot tax land. It belongs to you. You cannot, here in America, you cannot own land that will never belong to you because land was taken.
Yes.
It will never be yours. In Africa, yes, it may not be ancestrally yours, but when you buy that title from someone that ancestrally owned it, you could buy it from somebody from the ancestors.
buy it and you can pass it to
Yeah,
your
and you
generation,
keep the
the next
you keep the
generation,
title.
the next
You
generation.
keep the title. You could grow trees. You could plant your own food. You could live there. You could have farms.
Yeah.
What's wrong with being a farmer?
And that's how we build up this
What's
barter
wrong?
system,
What's wrong?
baby.
What's wrong with being a farmer? What's wrong not needing the world for help? What's
Nothing
wrong
at
with
all.
that?
Ain't nothing at
Yes,
all.
yes. I live out here in the United States, but never as a day passed where I don't think about. Okay, if things hit the fan, I'll be deported because I'm a green card holder, right?
Yeah.
If things hit the fan, I'm not allowed to vote for things that are going to affect me because I'm not a citizen. Saying affect me
They
meaning
still look at you as an outsider.
yeah, I'm
It's
not
like
a
you're on
citizen, you
you're
know,
on
I'm not an
visitation.
American, so yes, I pay taxes, but again, I don't have any say in this government
Right.
because the government itself is taxing people for things that you think you own. You don't own that car. That's for the government.
Yeah.
That's for the state. That's for the small municipality that you live in. You don't even own your own life because you're buying stuff from a grocery. If they poison everything, what are you going to do?
I know, we can't
So
do
you
that at
have
this
to
point in
buy
our
you have to
lives.
buy stuff that someone has to authorize and tell you yes USDA approved. But who's USDA?
We
Have I approved?
we have
USDA?
generations behind us
So-
that don't know that won't
So
learn that.
so if they said some food
Farming
is,
farming is something that's just
Yeah.
going down and down. It's staying a family business type.
you know, investing in Africa meaning you could go there. You know, if you say that you want to see Africa looking like Hollywood, you could do that. You have to understand that Black America,
Yes.
the world looks at you as black elites. You are black elites, meaning that you have all the resources.
You have a privilege.
You're an
privilege.
elite because you have all the resources.
Being black
you
is a
have that
superpower as
dollar,
well.
that dollar right there. That dollar does a lot outside the U.S.
Being black is a superpower. So
Yeah.
they don't want
And being
they don't-
African
They don't
American-
want you to be able to take control of your
And
your
be-
superpower
yeah.
and make good out of it. What they
So let me
want
ask
is
you
to
this.
control.
And, by the way, I like that superpower analogy
Yeah.
too. But let me ask you this: How do what's some advice that you can give our viewers on how to step out of that, step out of that way that you view things and to really understand this world and this country that we're living in? I already got one lip, brother.
Start to understand.
I need that too.
Start to sorry. Before you were taking us, you were still explaining more about your question.
What's some advice that you can give to our viewers about how to understand this this government, this country that we're living in, and what's the next move for us to really be self-sufficient?
I would say this: being just totally honest with you, America is not a bad country.
No,
it's not a bad country. America is a beautiful place to grow up, to raise your kids, have them grow up. It's not. It's people. I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to have a visa here, I'm not against any group because I'm dating a white girl. I'm dating a white lady. And I've been dating a white lady in and out for 7 years. But that's my partner. Now we don't put titles. It's my partner, right?
Word.
That's my man is my partner, right? But again,
the conversation.
The camera just died, so we on audio right now.
Again, with that being said, I have to remember this. If me and her ever have offsprings, guess what they're going to be?
Black.
They're going to be stamped in the Western world, not only as negro, black.
Yep. 100%.
But what is being black?
What is
being white and what is being black? That's a classification of how they identify.
We're all human beings in the end.
We are all human beings. But guess what? That classification has put division and has also put disadvantage on your side.
Yeah.
Because you have a guy from Sri Lanka. He's from Asia, but he has dark skin. He's black. So guess what? He's going to be harassed by some police people who have prejudice. He's going to not get the job. He's going to have all these problems. But that's what I'm saying. Let's invest in Africa and the islands outside in the diaspora. And also, to be honest, they may come with some hospitalities. Hostility. Hostility. There'll be some hostile measures where if you go to Haiti and you want to buy land, people are like, "Who are you?" Yes, it's gonna happen. But that's also where you mingle with those people and understand their culture in Haiti. Go to a Guadeloupe. These are small islands right next to the United States. Invest in those because guess what?
Those are our people as well.
Yeah, and plus you're an elite.
Yeah.
You have money, you have resources. And guess what? If this country won't respect your money and resources,
man,
where you gonna take that money and resource?
Somewhere else where
it's gonna be respected.
And it's gonna be double.
Where here you making all this money and we go watch Black Panther. Go watch Black Panther. Yes, Disney makes a lot of money. Yep. But how many people are in the Disney Prey roster that bulk of money that they're making, all those billions they're making, is going back to a corporation that will still suppress you and will still marginalize you.
Yeah.
So they're not really respecting your money. It's a good movie. Yes, it made me feel proud. But again, are you going to respect my money knowing that you are law enforcement, dude, and you are on my page? I'm paying for you to stay out in the streets.
To protect me.
Yeah, and you disrespect me. I'm paying these judges, these law officials to misjudge me and convict me. I'm paying for all these things.
Yeah.
They're not respecting your money, so why not get that money?
Not respecting you either.
And invest it into yourself and into answers. I don't know, it's
everybody listen to listen to Pastor S.T.R.A.P.
It's deeper than that, and it's not it's just my idea. It may not be well thought of. Of course, there's holes in my idea, but because also not every American is distantly, because you may be dark skinned, but you may say I'm not really African. I'm Indian. I've met people like that.
Yeah.
I'm Native American. I'm sorry for saying Indian. Native American. I'm not really black. I'm not from the continent of Africa. I do have to also respect the Native Americans.
Yes.
And they swear to God, this is my land. Actually, they be paying taxes.
Y'all came, took the land, pushed me, and then eventually just said, okay, take what we give you.
That's why I want more rappers. That's why I like that New Africa by Prince Saha the Prince.
Yeah.
It's just like that's the mind state. Yes, let's get all these
No
resources.
Dope on Sundays. That's an amazing album.
Let's get all these resources, take it out there, and build our paradise.
Agreed.
But that's just my idea.
I fuck with it.
And I don't want to rub people wrong. I don't want to sound. I'm not Pan-Africanist. I'm just an individual. I don't fall in any group or anything. I don't fall into this because I do love diversity. I do indulge in all sorts of food. I do like what America stands for, which is diversity. But again, if you're in this,
it's diversity to a limit.
Yeah. But if you're in this society and you won't respect diversity and respect everyone's money, because you gotta, and money is also the wrong word to use, but respect people's resources, then take those resources and apply them somewhere where you can live subsistently. Subsistently meaning living by yourself, governing yourself. Of course, you do have to follow the rules and regulations of the land. That's something people need to respect. And that's what our European friends didn't do when they went to colonize. They didn't respect the land and the people. Because they came in like bullies. And that's the Jedi mind trick they play on us. They let us know that, even in Uganda, like, white people came in, they brought religion, they brought all that stuff, they brought this, they brought that stuff, and that's what the trick they play. But really, they went in there, humbled you with the Bible, and crumbled you with the gun. That's deep. Humbled you with the Bible,
crumbled you.
Give you an ideology of believing in you can't do bad, you can't fight back. If they slap you on this chick, turn the other chick, make you. First of all, castrate you, take away that alpha male, take away that
king in you.
Yeah,
take
that away and make you a subservient. And also with that being done, they also send this narrative like we are the monsters. Mm-hmm. Yet if you go through history, who went to these villages killing people? In names of like a crusade.
And it's still going on. Who's the one going here shooting the churches? Who's the one going here shooting the schools?
Those are the scariest people. Because mention to me one black dude that traveled the world and was destroying, separating families, tying people on ropes and splitting them open, tying them on ropes and putting them on horses and splitting them open in front of their family, doing all this hurt to people. Besides the Arabs, that's another story. But anyways,
oh shit.
But besides that, but that's another story. But again, yeah, because the Arabs did enslave. There was a group of Mediterranean people that enslaved.
They were the first ones to use slavery, right?
Yeah, so that's another story for another day. But they also have melanin.
About that now, man.
They have melanin. They have melanin like us.
Muslim brothers, man.
Yeah, but maybe when not Muslim, they were just a tribe. It was a tribe that used to move around at that time. But even that, they looked at us as savages.
Yeah.
But again, we had
and that took on here. That carried on. Yeah, it carried on.
Even the people from India were slaves at one time.
You take an individual.
Yeah.
You strip them of all their power, of their dignity, of their pride. And then you tell them how they should live. You put them in a environment and in a certain neighborhood or certain area, and expect them to live with half the resources that a white man would be given, and you expect to get the same result.
And you strip like almost 500 years of history.
But what you don't, I skipped a lot. But what I'm speaking of, you expect all that, but then us in general, our people, we have to survive. We're survivors.
Yes.
We're warriors. We're protectors.
Yes.
So what do? We go out and find a way to make that happen. To find a way to make that work. But then you tell us the way we do it, slap on the hand. That's wrong. Doing it, but you're providing everything that you don't want us to do. Right. You're shipping it in. You're shipping it in. But then you're telling us wrong. No, you're doing this. But then you have those, we have to steal all of everything like that.
I would say this. You're just describing exactly what I think about on the daily, which is called social engineering. There's a reason why they want young girls at the age of 14 to get on this birth control stuff that messes with their fertility. They don't want to see the black boy. There's a reason why they have people doing certain type of drugs that make you impotent, that make you not function.
Agreed.
You know, sex, like I realized recently, is a sign of health. If you're a very sexual person, you're very healthy. If you have that, then you either have diabetes, high blood pressure, all these different things. And how they will treat it, we have medicine for that. There's a reason why, and I won't even go into immunization, that's a whole different topic. But going back, going back to social engineering, they can make, as you're born, there's signs and things that people who socially engineer, or the people who are in charge of social engineering, will portray in your life and will decide your future. There's a reason why certain type of music is successful, and certain type of music, even though it's good, will never meet the light of day of the masses.
Yes.
They socially give you visions of athletes and entertainers, and never show you pilots, surgeons, people that invent stuff, scientists of your kind, they could decide your future.
Back in the day, we had TV shows that were showing. We had Living Single with sisters that were lawyer, had their own magazine. We had Girlfriends where we had a lawyer. We had a woman, clothing lines and everything. We were showing that black women could do something different. Yeah. And so now, you look at what they have now. What do they have? Love and hip hop.
What did the men do in those shows, though?
He was just a subservient.
One was a handyman, one was a lawyer.
Yeah, they always met because
he was a stockbroker in the stock market or whatever.
Okay.
You're talking about
but in Martin
single.
But if you think about Martin though, because I was also thinking about the women.
Gina was making more money than Martin. Yeah,
they were all in marketing,
and they always
Tommy. This nigga didn't have a job. Cole was working at the airline service, and Martin was working at a radio.
Social engineering.
They portrayed them to be
social engineering. Look at this. The one show that dignified the black man, the dude is now almost going to jail. He's old. The Cosby Show. He was a doctor. Yeah. Although he was a gynecologist and he was a rapist. That's almost some other.
What is a gynecologist?
He was a gynecologist.
Gynecologist, whatever. And his wife was a lawyer.
She was a lawyer.
Yeah. So that was a family that was showing a proper light for a black man. But anyways, there may be other shows. But
then you go further back. The beginning of that, to me, you have the Jeffersons. Yeah. You got Good Times, because the Jeffersons, he had a professional job, moving on up to the east side. You know what I'm saying? He took Weezy out of the hood. We living good. We dancing and all types of shit. Yeah. You got Good Times. Good Times is the story of a family in the hood. But guess what? The daddy had a job. He was doing a 9 to 5, working his ass off, coming home to his family. Exactly. And if you go back, that's like kind of like the root of what the family is the wife providing for to the kids at home.
That was the essence of it.
But also see where the marketing dollar goes. The marketing dollar will always go to the BS.
Yeah, because it's sales, number one, and number two.
Good Times was not doing better than the Jefferson. Jefferson was like, I'm running away from my black people to go hang out with white people. I'm not better than them. I'm elite because I'm better than them. I'm hanging out.
I agree with that.
Like the marketing dollar was on the look at where the marketing dollar right now is.
That's the Jay-Z situation.
The marketing dollar right now is pushing Gucci Gang, or hit the nigga with certain nigga.
Yeah.
But where's that marketing dollar going to an artist that is speaking of loving yourself, besides Kendrick and
J. Cole?
Besides, there's no marketing. There's a dollar from those guys have situation where they make a lot.
Those are rarities. Those are rare.
They've had to
situations.
prove their case.
But really
had
because we've had artists such as Lupe Fiasco come into the situation and preach the exact same shit that Kendrick is preaching,
the money was in
and
there
gets
for that.
kicked out, and he's like, "No, get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, and even with that being said, like living music away, lifestyle meaning the average Joe will sit down and watch TV. How do they portray you on TV?
Love and hip hop. Look at what they're doing. It's drama.
Exactly.
But we were just talking about all these shows where they were empowering.
How about now switch it? Now we your parents. I'm not a parent. Are you a parent? Okay. Look at how. Remember, parents always. They tell me this. I don't know. I'm not a professional in this because I don't have no kids. But they say parents reflect on themselves as kids, and they see that in their children, right?
Yeah.
So now remember how impressionable you are as a kid.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to lie to us that the pump up snakes make you like when you pump up the Reeboks, you jump high.
Yeah.
I was impressionable. I'm like, I don't want them joints. Now your kids
The
is watching.
Jordans.
Yeah,
the Jordans.
Yeah,
you put on these J's, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to jump from the free
now-
throw line and dunk.
Now your kids is watching TV. They seen an
Gucci gang,
agenda
Gucci
being
gang,
sent
Gucci
to
gang,
them.
Gucci gang, Gucci
They
gang.
seen that agenda being sent to them in their cartoons where there's no alpha. It's just the alpha man is now being taken away from the world because now you're problematic. The Me Too. There's just so like you can't
First
talk
he
to.
was demonized and then he was
he's a
taken
thug.
away.
He's hard to work with because he has opinions. And they want a subservient. Yes, yeah, cool.
It's turned back into
kinda
into the monkey dancing or whatever in front of the crowd for the bananas type shit.
Yeah, and now like just what you were saying, like social, they engineering us. In order my mind is everywhere now because I think I caught a contact. But anyways, I was saying,
Point proven, baby.
I was saying that like the social engineering, your destiny is already set. Your clock, like you said in sports, it starts as soon as you're born.
Yeah.
As soon as you're born,
You believe
you
in
have
the
a-
Matrix.
you are what you are right now before you were born as a black man, because your chances, your opportunities, you can count them depending on who was in your life. If you had both mother and father, you had resources, you had good health care, you had proper dietary habits of eating the right stuff instead of having to run to McDonald's because mom is she's working all the time or doing this. Eating the right things, understanding food science, understanding what it takes to have academic excellence, having principle, having also structure of you go to sleep at this time, you wake up at that time, and you always stick to your principles and your guns, not being wishy-washy. When you come out as a child, your mom and your dad were not together,
It's a whole different.
And now the father is just trying to figure himself out because he's young and he has all these different things. They have opportunity, so now he's thinking, God, I have a child now.
I say that.
Either do I run or stay in this thing and drown? So there's so many things that happen that you may think, okay, man, I just fucked up. No. Yeah. Your cards
I say that shit all the time. I say in my head, I be like, yo, if my son ever tries some gang shit, I swear I'll whoop his ass. I be like, you had your mom and your dad in your household. You literally had everything that you wanted. You got all the love. You literally had it. You had exactly what a home is supposed to be. So, man.
And you got that, but at the same time, though, you got to understand, like,
society can also be a big role, like your environment.
Exactly. But if you do what you gotta do, and you're paying attention to your kid, you are gonna when the world is trying to suck them in, you're gonna be that rope that's pulling them back and making sure that they don't go into that little vortex.
Yes.
You're that hole.
From the outside looking in any situation, your friends and society has more of an influence on you than your parents do.
Your parents come in, like he's saying, he's very, very right. Your parents set that seed of knowing what decisions to make.
Right from wrong.
Just because I got my parents, that don't mean that these superstars on TV, that they got all this money, all these social media niggas, they got all these money, they got all these girls, they got everything, bro. Like everybody's a blood. So if everybody's a blood, like, and that's how they're obtaining all of these things.
Quick question:
then I'm gonna be a blood.
I like this. You making my mind think. Quick question: would you say the Blood is the most popular gang in hip hop? Would it be the most popular one? Because I've seen. I think like every rapper I've seen like who's popping, like Game, YG, Tekashi,
Lil Wayne like kind of put a lot of blood. If you go back to the basement, you remember that shit when Wayne did that freestyle and Birdman took the red bandana and put it on the mic before he spit. That was like literally like when the blood shit was like it's gone.
But prior to that though, they was all wearing blue.
Facts.
Them niggas was all wearing blue. So and that was around that Snoop era. Like I want to say I personally feel like
Snoop's a Crip.
I personally feel like hip hop was Crip up until about 2000 time frame or whatever. Like, and that's when everybody's a blood now. Gucci Man, Dipset, shit.
And then you got the rare Crips on here.
Wayne and everybody or whatever. It's I want to say Nelly and them was bloods.
Do they do gangs in like Missouri like that, like Blood? I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Boss.
Yeah, but
Damn, the one question.
now, definitely, I definitely feel like
There's a lot.
Bloods is running hip hop.
But you know,
you have to be a
I
Blood
don't
to be
think so.
successful in
His
the
first
music
album was
industry.
Blue, and pretty much Brass Knuckles was Blue. 5
He's a Crip.
Blue.
He's a Crip. I was wrong. Yeah. He's a Crip.
yeah, and you know what?
Nelly a Crip. Nipsey Hussle's a Crip.
Dave East is a Crip.
Dave East is a Crip.
Snoop.
Snoop is a Crip. Schoolboy Q is a Crip.
Schoolie.
Schoolie.
What's Kid?
We're not gonna count Schoolie yet. No disrespect to the young lady.
J Rock is a Blood.
I don't know.
I
He's
feel
also
like
a gang
J
of
Rock
Philly.
is.
I believe Kendrick said he grew up around Bloods though.
Kendrick said he grew up around both. Though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, just moonwalking away from this.
Yeah, Blood.
'Cause I'm a square. I know nothing about that. I was just saying, like,
We was fed that shit.
when you were growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been engineered to like saying things, and look away from saying things. So let's say I grew up, right? I listened to a lot of reggae. I listened to rock. I listened to a little bit of country. I listen to hip hop. I have a very eclectic taste, right?
Okay.
If I went to school in the United States, and I'm talking about Hoobastank or
You're gonna be viewed weird.
yeah, like, cause you've been engineered to look at hip hop.
Yeah.
That's
see, like, all right,
That's him.
so
Bro,
So you don't want to talk about that.
what's the
this.
craziest artist that you have in your phone right now?
Craziest artist,
Yeah, no genre, doesn't matter.
Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. So when you have that, like,
my wife has that stuff on her phone, and I look at
so
her.
like you
side
like
and
that's
she
why
goes,
I love
like
because
your
broad genre.
your taste palette is not. It's not an acquired taste
See-
for you because you've been engineered to fall in this hip hop lane.
See, like, it's not necessarily hip hop. It's not
And that's
necessarily
why
hip-hop,
I-
'cause
that's
I
why
didn't
you're
start to
different.
listen to hip hop until I was 10. So, like, I think I'm engineered for black.
Yeah,
I only want to listen to black. I only want to watch black.
And the best excuse is like it's more soulful. It sounds like it has no soul. I'm like, country has hella soul. I just feel black people probably blues may have contributed to country.
yeah.
A lot of it. Like I feel
so
anything
the
with
blues
the
is
drum.
kind of what the originated, like it was.
Yeah, I feel
originated
anything
from.
with the drum is African. Anything with the drum before that,
not
because it
black,
was.
it's a knockoff.
And that's why
imitation.
your mindset on music is so open, because growing up in Uganda,
Yeah.
you had basically, it was music.
Music,
You know what I
yes.
mean? You had the root
Yes.
of music. You know what I'm saying? It was
And I think that's why I understand these new artists a lot more.
you didn't like straight up like hear every day. You know what I'm saying? Like the music that we're playing like here in the US every day. It was a wide variety.
To be honest, I had to look for hip hop growing up as a child because yes, I would hear it, but it was corny hip hop that was playing.
But y'all
There was MC Hammer. There was MC Hammer.
It's
There
on
was
way too.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
fraud you, dog.
Over
I
in
was-
Uganda, they have their own style of
Yeah,
rap.
they
too.
have. It's called Luga Flow. They do have hip hop there. But like, you know, like when you hear about American history and you hear about speakeasies, right? Mm-hmm. And people used to go there in Prohibition time to drink alcohol, right?
This is crazy.
It's the same. It's the same thing in Uganda. How we looked at hip hop shows because reggae, dancehall, Bob Marley's influence went into the roots because he talked about that brotherly love, that being black and proud stuff.
Yeah.
And then hip hop came with these kids like punk rock dudes of it's kind of like aggressive, rebellious. Mm-hmm. It's very mannish. Like
Let's go back to the
like
pioneers,
it's just hardcore. And parents were like, what the hell are you listening to? Like, because they were more into like simmer down or no woman, no cry or, stand up for your rights. Like kind of like, melodic, kind of like be proud, but not like, if I go into like, like the Message, which was talking about, when you hear New York, you think about some dope stuff, but you say, cracks in the fingers on the road. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? And then hip hop was just so raw that the older generation didn't know how to take it and didn't respect it because they thought it was people stealing R&B music and sampling it, so you didn't pay for that.
Yeah.
And you just talking over everything and messing good music up.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: did hip hop paint that image for what you were, for your living conditions back then, or was it something that was just so?
It was
forward?
relatable. It was relatable because it painted the the image of the underdog.
Okay.
It painted the image of police brutality. If you listen to F the Police, it painted the image of the struggle. So if I'm living in Uganda and I'm seeing this on the daily, even though I do say I came from a family that took care of me, and that's another thing. There's a lot of classism in Africa. You know, there's different levels of broke.
Yeah. That's
There's
we
different
have it that way
levels
here,
of
too.
broke. So now I'm listening to this music from the United States, people that look like me, saying, you know what? It's not everything in the U.S. is everything that glitters is in gold. So now we're like, oh, bro, you should come over here too.
Yeah, like-
you got killers, we got killers. You got drug dealers, we got drug dealers. Like now we even though it's a different when Nas is describing Queensbridge, I'm like this is Kampala City right now. Although he's saying skyscrapers and whatever, you know, crack fiend drops his Heineken. Police, they bust. I ain't dying in my hood. Like, I refuse to die in my hood. Like, you know, and I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, we do got people like that. that really think they own this place. Yeah. And it's relatable
100%.
than Sheriff from the County, which is a Kenny Rogers country song. Or Coward of the County. It was the name. Coward of the County, the dude that, you know, it's an old country song. Or, you know, like a rock and roll song which was talking about the pain and depression. As a kid, I don't know, I never struggled with depression, which is a serious thing, but
Yeah.
I listened to it
Depression
because,
is a bitch.
yeah, it's a serious thing. It's a real serious thing that we conceal as especially black male. We conceal that most of us even suffer from post-traumatic, you know.
They said that what was it?
PTSD.
A child that comes from a split home, that is affected possibly 2 to 3 generations. So imagine slavery.
Oh man.
How many generations that would affect? Because if you want to be real with it, the chains and as far as in having any type of rights, slavery ended in the 70s.
You have to understand, slavery is
That's
so,
a generation before
slavery
us.
is
That's
so-
our parents.
Slavery
The
is such a
70s?
psychology trick. It's such a mind trick that even though they say you're free, you have like that what they call it, that way where you kidnapped and you think you're in love with your kidnapper. That feeling. Like I don't know where to go.
Man, first of all, we ain't free because
Like, you know, they say, okay, you can go, man.
Granted,
Go.
Negroes, their freedom was never properly ratified.
Yeah.
So there goes that whole freedom thing out the window.
Did you know there were
Number
free
one.
slaves that went back to Africa?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I wish my people.
And they made a whole country called Liberia.
I didn't know that history.
Liberia is a country for freed slaves. But when they freed them, whoever did the science from that's what I'm saying, like, white people are tricky as hell. They smart. They freed these people that had been captured or had been in slavery for a long time. That generations passed, the new generation looked at their newfound places. I was born here. I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak that language.
Yeah.
I was stripped from my tribal.
Yes.
And I think I have it better here than going back there.
Yeah.
And plus, that's
So
gonna be a long ride.
the ones that were brave enough
But
went
some of
over
them
there.
couldn't even afford to go back.
No, they shipped them. So when they went back, when the whole crew went back,
it all
they
depends-
stayed
it all
fighting with the
depends- it all
Africans, and
depends
that's
on
why
what-
Liberia was not led for a long time, because the free slaves went back over there with the Western ideology of how to work around things, and then they became elitists over there. And they wanted all the power, and then they brought the capitalism, and then there was a whole genocide where the freed slaves and the native Africans who were already living in the land were clashing, and nobody from the Western world went in there to save them. Or they knew that. Okay, I'm gonna free you. I'm gonna take you back. You don't speak the language. You don't respect the land. You don't know nothing about the land. Just put you in a country. We cannot even trace your ancestry. Just say your ancestry came from Guinea Fowl. No, we're just gonna choose a random country and drop all you there.
Yeah.
And you'll figure it out. Of course, yes, you come in with the money and the resources. Guess what's gonna happen? You look like food now.
Yeah.
You look like a come up. And guess what? When you think you're a come up, you strapping up.
Right.
When you strap up, you know, Civil War.
Yeah.
Civil War, genocide. Guess what?
This is just
All the stuff that happens there just breaks down because you don't take the due diligence of understanding that this has been socially planned out for you to fail.
100%.
Same thing as
So either way it goes.
banking
so either way
too.
it goes.
Same thing as banking too. If you don't understand money, if you don't understand, not even banking, just finance. If you don't understand money, you don't understand finance. However much money you make, it will always leave your pocket.
Yep.
They always say a fool and his money will always pat. You make $1 million today, you'll lose it tomorrow. Trust and believe it because money is a psychology trick.
Everything that we've talked about,
Trick.
we can go back and mention money.
And I struggle
Everything,
with
everything that we've discussed,
I struggle with money.
we can have a backstory.
I struggle with keeping money because what? I want to buy things. I want to look good. I want to buy a house. I want to do this. I want to invest. But what are you investing in?
I mean,
I want to invest.
Invest in your eternity.
I mean, you know what? You put that on the shirt.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
You're ignorant.
I like that. I like that.
That was motivational poster for somebody.
I see what you did.
But
I see what you did.
the fuck was I about to say, man? God damn you, Rolo.
He just shifted you.
Investing. We were talking about investing. Let's get this ball rolling, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about investing. Fuck, I got it.
Yo, I want to keep picking your brain. I want to keep picking your brain.
Exactly.
Do you believe in the Mandela
Smoke
effect?
out.
Man. Yeah, nice
Shout out the first episode.
So to me, Mandela, when he started, he's still one of my heroes. Point blank period.
Do you believe that Mandela died in prison or he died when they said he died?
In like 2010.
So I saw it. I remember watching it as a kid. This was like almost the same time as the OJ situation. So Mandela was a lawyer, self-taught, started learning about human rights. So at that time there was the apartheid, or whatever they call it, where they pushed these white people moved in centuries ago, came into this country, when it westernized, they became rich farmers, created places, and pushed the black people to the places that were not rich in fertility, like growing stuff. Put them in like slums, and they would call them townships, and they were separating. So you have to understand that the U.S. played a big role in the logic or the psychology or the ideology of oppressing someone. You don't oppress someone by just using force. It's a mind game.
Right.
It's so many layers. So apartheid was a studied form of how to oppress and how to always look superior than someone.
Right.
So separation, full control of the government. You introduce government to a place that is run by tribal or regional. So now you change that small federal little small thing into, this whole land. Forget about your ancestors. It's controlled by something that we never see. You never see government. It's just a group of people. Oh, we the government. We dipset. We diplomat. It's just a group of people that just say this and then they run everything.
You don't even know who.
And then they build a house, right? They build a house. They build a, they build a parliament where you have people who sit there. You call it Congress. You create stuff, ideologies in a land that is led by monarch, kings, queens, regents, chiefs, small. And if we have a problem, we'll defend that little land because it's very fertile. We could grow our food. We don't care about y'all over there. Just want to stay here. We want to grow. We want to have, as we grow, maybe we will go and fight them for more land.
Yeah.
Now you take that and then you convince them it's controlled by this. Take that land, take this, put them in townships. This young lawyer comes in by the age of Nelson Mandela, dates this stud of a chick called Winnie Mandela who recently died. They make this power thing. They start fighting for, human rights,
right.
all that stuff, fighting. while he's on his stride, while he's talking to them anyhow, of course they arrest him, they beat him up a few times, they do all that extra stuff. They arrest him and sentence him for something he didn't do for 25 years in Rhode Island, in solitary confinement for 25 years. Mm-hmm. Those 25 years, by yourself, will change you. Whatever fire you have in your heart to fight,
it changes.
They get you as a 30-something and then they bring you out as a 60-year-old. No energy, no voice. Changes you. Eats your spirit. They did him so bad that when they got him out of prison, they're like, dog, we are sorry. Like, because guess what? 25 years, it's a new generation. So if you saw your father treating somebody like crap and the world is looking at you like, bruh, you're the only country in Africa that is still doing that. All these colonizers left. You look, and then people start to do like, what they call them, embargoes, where they don't trade with you, they cut you off.
Yeah.
And then now you're looking like dad. What are you doing? Like there's that moment where these kids now, those kids grow up after 25 years, like get that dude out.
Yeah.
Our parents were tripping.
Yeah.
Same thing as civil rights. Like some of them, even though they're still racist, they feel bad about some of the stuff they did. So now they did that to him, and guess what? He's not the same person. Now he's forgiveful because he's reflected on life. He's realizing life is always about peace of mind.
Because it was nothing.
He saw his grandkids. He came out. He had grandkids. He had everything.
But you in your mind.
So guess what? Now that they feel sorry for him, his compensation, his little participation gift. I don't want to say little, but I mean, but he's participate. He's for his time they did. We'll vote you as president.
To be nice.
The first black president, right, in that country.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel about civil rights here? Do you feel like it was a good thing for us or is it a bad thing?
Civil rights is always a good thing. It's always good to fight for the rights of a person that breathes, that has the same chromosomes as you. Somebody is 99% like you, and you still treat him like a second-class person.
Yeah.
Or not even an animal or something. Or we can't share space. We can't drink. Yes, there's some good elements of segregation. There's some good aspects that came from it because you allowed to go do it for you and your community, right? There's good aspects of it.
I mean, if the dollar is staying in the community for over a year, that's always a good thing.
It's a good thing. But again, civil rights is going to happen even when your grandkids or your great-grandkids get kids. Because guess what? There's always an oppressed group. And we start with black people, it will start with women, it will start with LGBT. It was always an oppressed group. Short people, tall people. There's always somebody that's oppressed, so civil rights is a continuous thing.
Yes.
There's no it's only for black people. No. You have to give everyone an equal opportunity.
Right.
As long as they're like you, as long as you see them and there's that normal human compassion. You may not respect their ideologies, but God damn it, you're a human being, and I cannot hurt you. Because I don't want the karma, you may not hurt me, but you may hurt my little daughter over there.
Yeah.
So, there's that thing, and that's why civil rights is, we always need whistleblowers. We always need people to unstabilize when you think things are great with Obama. You always need somebody to say, nah, it's not good.
You're right.
Let's pull these camera phones out. It's not good. See, let people remember what time it is.
Man,
this is a crazy time, man.
It's not good. They sexually harassing. They're sexually harassing women. It's not good. You got to do it in life.
100%.
And that's what I think about civil rights. You have to. It's needed.
Yeah. See, like I understand that, like using civil rights as a whole, but you know what time frame I'm talking about. That ending of segregation.
Guess what? Either or, the world learned the power of numbers. We can do divide and rule. We can say, okay, guess what? We had the Black Wall Street, right? Which I heard that
so that's where
they destroyed it, right? They destroyed it. That's awful, and that may have taken families and taken people back. Like, taking away generations of progress.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, and to my understanding of it,
Yeah.
to my understanding of the situation, and like like I don't want to say times or whatnot because I don't want to disrespect, but to my understanding, black people built up a certain part of Tulsa, right?
Yes.
In the year 1921, it was burned down. It was
burned.
riots,
They just-
race
yeah,
riots
yeah.
and whatnot, bombs and everything like that or whatever.
Same thing as Watts too. Right?
Tried to build it back up.
Destroyed it.
They built it back up. Built it back up. And then the ending of segregation came.
Yeah.
So then in the midst of them building it back up, they're like, we don't have to be here anymore. So now let's go elsewhere.
Yeah.
They were in the midst of something great. They were in the midst of something great.
Right.
If it hadn't been for the first bombings, I mean, like, it's happened a few times. But if it hadn't been for the first initial one, they were supposed to be doing some import-export trading with another country. I don't want to say which country, but I personally feel like segregation ruined all of that.
It did. And I do see that angle of it, but also I see the angle of no group is an island.
Yeah.
You always need allies, and that's what makes you strong.
Yep.
If imagine the U.S. said "F it" to everybody, which pretty much they're saying right now, but and that's why people are scared.
Yeah.
You need allies,
It's a scary time.
and that's why segregation could be dangerous, is because you setting yourself for an ISO play.
Yeah.
You're putting the big man
yeah.
in the middle with a skillful guard that has all the space in the world to decide whether to push you out, to hit you with the fillet,
See, but it's
Oh,
too
the
many
yam
sides
on
to
you.
it, though. It's too many sides to
because
it.
it freezes you. It freezes you because guess what? Imagine there's no ice. There's no segregation was never taken out, right? We stay on our end, they stay on their end. That will take away. Of course, there will be first war will be land war.
Yeah.
Second thing is new ethnicities showing up. So when there's new ethnicities, so let's say the first ethnicity that will show up is the Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the Chinese, the Asian, and then the mulatto, the mixed breed, the people that. There's always a rebel in everyone that will go the other side, or a white man will come over here and sleep, and then what we'll do, we'll do which community are you going to be in?
Yeah.
So
You
there's
got
now we'll create a new race.
Because
You
it's
create
all
you
open space at this time
you
frame
create
that
a
we're
new
talking
race,
about.
and that's what happened in
Yes.
South Africa. There was a new race, and the new race was called the half breeds. That's what they are. So now we are just creating divide and rule. So guess what? How are you going to go to war with a country like China where they don't have this one ethnicity? One, and it's heavy numbers.
Heavy.
And then you come to a place that they don't even speak the same language. It's like fighting people that don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
And that's what made America even richer. Remember when segregation stopped? That's when America kind of won the Cold War.
Yeah.
Against, because now
It's
unified
together.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
And now
Okay,
you put
yeah.
black people in the army. You put this because now we are fighting as brothers. Of course, we'll go back and deal with each other. But nobody's gonna diss you while we out here and outside the world. I'm gonna have your back. But when we go back there, man, you go drink on your own water fountain. I'll drink here. You know,
For real.
but that's the thing. Coming to my country, right? There was a segregation, and it was called tribes. When you have tribalism, where I cannot date a girl from that tribe, they cannot date this. We are tribalistic,
Right.
creating clans. That's what led colonization. Colonialists would come and say, you know what, bruh, them people talking about you over there, but I could give you these guns, go shoot them dudes.
Take out.
You know, I'll go over here. So you know what? I heard you was saying stuff. So stop doing trade with them. Stop sending them milk.
War.
They don't want to give you goats. So guess what? Now you're creating a parasite. They're going to eat each other to death. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to come,
Walk over the
pick
ashes.
their guns, re-up, and say, you know what? I can help y'all. I could be a god of war. I can help y'all.
Yeah.
Or I could be Jesus the Messiah in form of the Western power. And you went, I'll give you food. No, you don't. You just keep on fighting, but I'll give you food and aid. I'll bring the Red Cross. I'll bring
That's America.
I'll bring
That's
I'll bring
America.
this. But at the same time, I'm still arming people.
Yep.
I'm still funding people.
Yep. You're still producing. You're still producing.
So you know what I mean?
But
So it's
you
the
would have
same
to say
thing.
you're the solution.
It's beautiful,
abominations.
but that's my mind right there. I could be wrong. All these are just my opinions, but that's how I think about it because I've seen the same thing happen in another place
Yeah.
where you feel different, even though we are both black, but we speak a different language.
That's crazy.
Or I'm Muslim and you Christian.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
and it's
So I said I don't want to be around
Alright,
Muslims.
so I see that. Okay.
So, but if we take away segregation, oh, that's my Muslim brother. So if we go into war, of course we have our problems. I won't come to your house and do this. I won't pray, but like I respect it.
yeah.
But I'll still have my prejudice inside.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's and that's
But the thing
not
I
everyone
respect
has
you.
that. Not everyone has that.
And
That's
my
what
kids
the
will
judge-
respect
the
you.
judge
I'll
put
look at you
everything.
like, because guess what? We are all prejudiced. All
I
of
was
us.
just thinking
No.
that.
We are all prejudiced,
I was
but we
just
keeping
thinking
that stuff concealed, right?
Yeah, your own way.
But let's say that stuff cannot be concealed because of we want to stay segregated. Guess what? I'm gonna teach my kids my free time
What?
how to hate the next man over there because their beliefs are weird. They just have these weird beliefs. They do this stuff. They do that stuff because they're ignorant. They don't know what's happening in that household. We take away the humanity part of it.
Yeah.
We take away the human aspect out of it. So, can you respect somebody that you segregated against?
Yeah. Yeah. Like. All right.
Have you
so,
segregated yourself from groups, right?
Yeah.
By intentionally saying, I am not gonna fuck with that dude. I used to mess with them, but
See-
now I'm creating this line.
See, like, all right, like this is like all right. So it's like situations when like you think about high school. You think about high school. You got your golfs. I fuck with them. But you know, we don't identify, so I'm not gonna hang with you. You got your rock,
But you're sharing space
got
at least.
You got the yeah. But like in like you know like.
But
like,
guess what?
So it's like in the classroom or whatever. In the classroom, if we get to pick our own spots, they're all sitting next to each other. We're all sitting next to each other. Somebody else is over here. Somebody else is over here. So like you know like it's like. That's just how it is now. Like it's like if you disrespect me,
Right.
then it's an issue.
Guess
Not 9 times out of 10 ain't nobody, you know.
To me, I think it's all it is that will trickle down to the group mentality,
Yeah.
and the group mentality is very dangerous because people will die for their group. Group mentality will create. It's us against them.
Yep.
It's Crips and there's so many things where you draw a line. When you draw
I mean,
a
it's a
line,
sense of family. It's a
and
sense of family.
that's why
It's like, you know,
that's
like
why
a family outside of
that's
my
why
actual family.
Europe is doing the European Union. They're doing they're using the same money because they understand the power of numbers.
Yeah.
When things push comes to shove, you know what happened in Rwanda within the Hutsis and Tutsis? Go watch Hotel Rwanda. Two tribes,
yeah.
same country, hate each other
Yeah.
because they don't understand each other. You hate something you don't know. You hate naturally. You hate something you don't know. Look at
Knife is double edged.
look
nice
look at your
double-edged.
friend. Look at your friend, right? You know him, right?
Yeah.
Let's pretend growing up you heard that, man, that family over there, man, they do a lot of grimy stuff. They do this. You kids, guess what? I'm not gonna mess with him. But when you go there, you're like, man, my parents don't know what they're talking about.
These is facts. These is facts.
Yeah, until
You know-
until you see it.
Coming to the the first time I came to the United States, I was 96, I went back home. I heard things like African booty scratcher. I heard things like, you guys flies come into your mouth. I had things, because they're taught through imagery.
Yeah.
That's
But
what we
if,
talked about
if
earlier.
they get in
Those are
contact,
definitely saying
if they
this.
get in contact with me and they're like, yo, he's a cool ass dude.
You haven't had a meal
Yeah.
in forever.
Yeah, he's a cool ass dude. No, that's wrong. All that stuff that were telling me is wrong.
Yeah.
They're cool ass people.
See, like I feel like my biggest fear is to mix the belief systems.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the worst thing that you know, like we can do, and then to you know, like spend the money elsewhere. That's the second.
Yeah, but see, now you're thinking as, and you're very right to be like that because belief system is all. Think about everything that you have as a principle has helped you maneuver yourself to where you're at right now as a 28-year-old, 27-year-old, right?
Right.
And you hold that stuff so dear, and that's your principle, that's your belief, right? But guess what? It could be wrong, but to
Facts.
you, it's your belief. Because somebody else maneuvered life with other different principles, other different ways to life. But guess what? The mere fact that you respect how that man was raised, even though you don't agree with it, shows that you're taking away the discrimination. You're taking away the petitioning, the divide and rule mentality of saying that they're different from me. No, it's the same thing because you're breathing the same air. You need the same needs. You need food. You need love. You need the housing. You need warmth. You need exactly the same thing. But saying, okay, you know what? Stay over there. I'll stay here. That already creates. I knew what funny thing. I told you I'm a devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm secretly on your side. I do want that, but I have to also show you the other side of the coin.
Yeah,
you have to also understand that.
So like I respect that too.
You have to understand that. If you want to do that, get ready for cannibalism. Get ready for war. Get ready for jealousy of the other side.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's the same thing. We do segregate amongst our own, but we don't know that. It's called elitism.
Yep.
It's called classism.
Yep.
When a dude from the hood get a little bit of money, instead of spending
all of a sudden he's in a different league.
Now I'm gonna live
facts.
over there. And I don't want to even associate with my people that know me when I was broke, because now I feel if I let them in, I'm in a different mind state. They start giving you like this so-called what they call them, cliche quotes, like, you know, who you associate yourself with. So
Yeah.
now you want to be
All of a
on
sudden-
white
all of a sudden
billionaires.
they- all of a sudden
And
they would dumb you down.
You forget
Yeah.
that those people are going to humble you and remind you that when you go to a place, when you elevate, you got to bring everybody with you.
Yeah.
And it's not your task to do that. But
not
you
your
have to
responsibility.
play.
It's not your-
yeah. You
it's
have
not
to.
your
You have
job,
to
but-
pay your tribute to your beginnings.
Yeah.
You have to be humble enough to understand that I came from the mud. Guess what? Let me change that mud to a little bit of like concrete or something better than. Let me switch that ugly situation and make it
I like
better for another. Yeah, you know you.
Yeah.
But when you segregate, when you draw a line, you creating difference.
Yeah.
When you create difference, you create envy. From either side, guess what? If we create that line, there's people that were kidnapped from their continent, were brought here, now finally have financial freedom, they're successful. Oh, man, these guys are improving at a high rate. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna secretly arm up. We're gonna make some civil war. And guess what? The people making money, they know that because they're smart.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna arm up. I'm ready. They jealous of me right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep this. Like
Come
Nas
on.
said, this is my block.
Come on. I dare you.
So
I
now
dare
guess
you.
what? So and that's why like when Bob Marley says one love, let's let's whatever and be all right.
Yeah.
One heart,
Yeah.
one people, one, like, you have to
Oh,
understand.
yeah.
You have to understand that east or west, if you go to a real place that understands humanity, understands civil rights, understands human rights, and will respect you as a human being, that's universal. Compassion is universal.
Yeah.
Empathy is universal. Forgiveness, moving over stuff, is universal. You don't forgive people for you. I mean, for them, it's for you.
Right.
Because the richest thing you could have in your life right now, and you realize as you get older, is peace of mind.
Yeah.
Having a peace of mind where you don't hold anything, having anything hold you and making you feel regretful.
Yeah.
Peace of mind knowing that, guess what? I'll die. And as soon as you're born, is your time, it's a ticking clock of your expiration date.
Yeah.
Every year it's like degenerative. You get to a high peak of athletic ability and you start getting bad. And when you live a life with that shoulda, coulda, bad
Shoulda,
thing.
coulda, woulda, but you didn't.
Bad thing. And that's why what you could do is change that, and change that in hopes of 20, 30 years after you change it. But that's all I can say, man.
Okay.
Crazy concept.
We're not gonna get into any more
This
conversation.
is gonna be a 2-part.
Okay, so S.T.R.A.P. Where can they find you?
They can find me on my socials, and my website. Website is Listen to S.T.R.A.P. Listen, number 2, S.T.R.A.P. S.T.R.A.P.com. My socials are Listen, number 2, S.T.R.A.P. on every handle. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, What am I forgetting? Everything.
Word.
Yeah,
Word.
I appreciate you gentlemen for inviting me for this
Nah,
very,
that's
very
really
informative. This is very
Thank
informative. It's good to like have like not only just about the music. Yes, I do music. It's my vessel, but it's a message. I'm always about the message. I'm so honored to be part of Point Proven. You guys are doing something great.
I thank
good
you, my
conversation.
brother. I
Good
thank you.
conversation.
Appreciate it, bro.
I thank you. Hey, this probably has to go down as my favorite conversation we've had on the podcast.
It's been a real conversation. I don't know how long we've been going. It's been about a good 2.5 hours or something like that.
But it's been some.
I talk too much.
Nah, man, we've been it's been
we rocking
bouncing.
with it.
It's
We rocking
been
with it.
bouncing.
You know what it is, bro? Like it's kind of dope, man. Cause like normally he sends me a list of everything that we're going to talk about.
We went
whatever,
off the
and
time.
that's
We
what
just
talk
like
about.
freestyle.
I don't even think that we
Where's
talk
my
about
phone been?
music that much.
Where's my phone been? Right
Yeah,
here,
but
camera down like an hour ago.
I guess now in this generation, it's more about content than even the music. Because the music,
Exactly.
now they're like, okay, this dude is talking about this. Maybe let me check out what his music is, and they'll be surprised. My music may be totally different from my conversation.
Oh Lord!
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
did I have to go so hard? Oh Lord!
But yeah, man, I really appreciate the invite.
No, man, we definitely appreciate you pulling up.
And
man.
this can't be the last time.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm on whenever y'all. I told you I'm free on the weekends. Whenever y'all want an in-depth conversation, you have a burning topic, you want to bounce it off a guy that's going to be introspective and give you both sides.
Yeah,
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Send me that message. He knows how to get to me.
Most
And I'll be there. He sends a bat signal. I'm here.
Yeah.
Bam.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of Point Proven. I go by the name of Rello. That's RELLO.
4 times the genius, forerunner.com.
Hey, go ahead and say your name.
Man like S.T.R.A.P. S.T.R.A.P. Sound of Rose African Pride, and I'm out.
Hey! And we're gonna end it like this.
Heat.
We out. Man, thank you. That was an amazing.
Bro, I fuck with it. I like it.